fight the power like Big Chuck.
What's the status, 3?
I'm good, just making the world a better place, that's all.
Oh shit. Dude. Anyway. I don't even know if the intro played.
Hurricane 313. Hurricane 313.
God of storms. Riding out in this bitch. All you haters ain't shit. Dealing with fast lyrics, slow lyrics. These bullets don't miss. But y'all worry about vibes. I worry about rhymes. So I gotta go round and tone it down. I think I'm losing my mind. So I'm about to go ham. Say motherfucker 1,000 times. When I said me with 1,000 eyes. Been prophesized that I'm gonna organize a revolution. Never ride for life. 5 eyes, done homicide. Every time I been official, gonna motherfucker die to die. Y'all think I'm out of mind, but I'm the god of storms. I do this shit all the time. God of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. All praise to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the god of storm. Turn to devastate. Turn to go faster but pump the brakes. Going at a pace you would never trace. Here come the impact you would never brace. Better vacate from the place, okay? The bay got my AK by the spray today. Revolutionary lyrics that I paved the way. From a rebel stuff through best spray your face. League day, replicate. They gotta kill the government, they manipulate. I'm pulling out like hidden blade. Walking up on that fair, this go get a slip today. Little revolutionaries today, but niggas is scared. Grab the gun, I'm getting prepared. All you haters, you better be real. Get prepared to the storm right here. God of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. All praise to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Time to be the spark of the frankincense. We giving this bitch with no frankincense. Revolutionary that the day commits. So we going all out before the day is spent. They got Billy Jones as a paperclip. They watching everything on some major shit. They poison water, poison food. Chemtrails in the air, they spraying shit. CDC, they breaking shit. Black Rock Pelletier, they taking shit. Tell us in the middle, biggest to the great abyss. I'm the great hurricane, take a state to miss. Time to rise up and raise the fist. Who bullet with me? Let's take a trip. Shooting at the government and make a flip. Bitch, time to fill the world with amazing hits. God of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. All praise to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. All praise to the god of storms. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the. Bow down to the god of storms. Bow down to the. down to the god of storms.
Oh, here we go. This is Hurricane's new track. I think it's called Yep Yep.
Hurricane 313.
Road 1 production.
4-5 figure lift quick. Quicker when I pull the trigger, better dip quick. Get you quicker, better know I'm ballistic. John Carl Van Dam with a split kick. One shot I make a nigga do a full flip. Cause I heard I hit a target with the loose lips. Dipshit getting thrown in the ditch quick. Ride out and I'm listening to trick. Detroit be the motherfucking misfits. Tell the girl to hand me the brick quick. But the figure gotta do it in an instant. Hit the money, girl, we made the commitment. I'm an emperor, she gets the empress. We shoot when we walk in the entrance. And we taking everything on our wish list. Put the fucking government on a hit list. Gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on the bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on the bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on that bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on the bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on the bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on the bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on the bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on the bullshit. This track is a real hit. Do you wanna get hit with a real fist? Force feed a motherfucker with some drill bits. Then find out the karma is a real bitch. Then get the vid the car with a kill switch. Gotta cack everything in an instant. Got the rubber about to shoot you from a distance. 6 cents when I'm leaving of offenses. Need the government offenseless. Fearless and relentless. Vicious when I rip this senseless. Rebel lyrics got me feeling alive. I take it live, then I gotta go out up in a whip quick. Then pick up a real chick. About to go get a brick and pop us a lick quick. 4-4, she a quick wick. Kill the government quick. We ain't ready for this real hit. Gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on that bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on that bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on that bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on that bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on that bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on that bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on that bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on that bullshit. Yep, gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on that bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on that bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on that bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on that bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on that bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on that bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on that bullshit. Yep, we gotta shoot it real quick. Cause the government stay on that bullshit.
What is good? I didn't know you were in England. That is why I truck. Huh. I was just reading the chat. Oh, shit. Oops. What song is this? I forgot what this is. My freestyle?
Super
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. You are feeling sleepy. Under deep hypnosis, I'm the composer, master of the opus. Mind on cruise control, lost all focus. Puppet masters love pulling strings, herding the sheeple by selling dreams. You have to be asleep to live the American theme. They create the problem, then deliver the solution. Profit of both ends, all we fought for the illusion. The government are all one, but promote to divide. Walk right into the trap cause most people are blind. They can't see the plan has conquered the mind. While we sit here and argue, we can't get back time. History stays relevant, destroying our future. Self-destruction has become part of the culture, while the rich feed off the dead like vultures. No more hibernation, awoke the sleeping giant. Put a ripple through the system, awakening and vibrant. I'm the alkaline of water, Poseidon with the trident. Bitch. I definitely don't like that. I made that when I was learning how to use BandLab. Yeah, the message is fire, but that's about it. That part where I said, you are feeling sleepy. I didn't want to use my voice. I had other plans, but unfortunately they didn't work out. So I had to use my voice, but I'm gonna probably fix that up. Put some ad libs in and maybe, so I'm not rushing anything. Trying to be professional as I can, because I know if I was making like an album with all the equipment, which is what I'm pretty much doing now, but I'm talking like a official studio. I would want my album to sound the best. I don't care if it would take me a year to make it. I remember when I made an album, I told this story to my friend James. We called him Killa because he made killer beats, and we used the PS2, the Funk Flex beat maker, I guess. I forgot what it was called, but forgot how many. We did a whole, I think it was a 90-minute TDK or 120. It was one of those great TDK tapes. I think it was TDK or Maxwell or one of them. And we made every beat. I made, I think, one beat and helped out with a few others, co-produced, but that's only because I didn't have a PlayStation at the time. And all I did was write my own lyrics. We put our own choruses all the way down to each, like in between albums, we would put, back then it wasn't computer. So back then, I had to hold the microphone to the TV speaker and hope it wouldn't get interference. But that's how we did it back in the day. We didn't have, YouTube and all this stuff where you can convert files. Sometimes you said I hate voice commands. Sometimes I don't like my voice. The way I sound. Are your main vocals what? Add delivery on your overdub, get hype, add some ad libs. That's another thing too. It depends. Some verses I like to be calm and chill, but yeah, for the most part, I don't get into That's where I'm lacking, that area. I need to be more hype on some verses. That's why I'm taking my time. I pretty much got tons of stuff written. Now I'm gonna start forming them into verses, and you know, a lot of times I throw a bunch of notes down. Sometimes my thoughts go so fast, so I put a bunch of notes down, then I piece it together. Damn, everyone left, which is cool with me. Another secret is tap into your anger. Yeah, that is very true. I did that with this song right here. Believe it or not, Burning Bridges. This verse, you know that verse. To build my delivery, my secret, studying DMX and Tupac. Yo, man, fucking DMX, man. Like, people don't give that man credit when it's been long overdue. If I'm not mistaken, from what I hear and from what I've seen, not even Gay-Z, right? All these people they put on these pedestals, not even Biggie, not even Tupac. And I'm not dissing Biggie and Pac. They have skills, but there's plenty of other people. Only because they died, they put them up there. And in my opinion, neither of them are in my top 5. That's just what it is. I know I'll get shit for that, but like the new Big L album that just came out, it's bad, my opinion. I might have to let it grow on me and listen to it a few times, but Nas put out. But DMX for solo artist, I have to put him in the top 5 or 10. Probably in the top 5. Not only is he a lyricist, his prayers be on point. Um, he's a religious person. I respect that. And just people used to gag on him for growling and shit. But yo, that was his signature. And that's a dope signature. When you hear that, you know it's X. Um, and he put out 2. Yeah, I think they went 10 times platinum. Them 2 albums he put out in 1 year. No one's done that, man. Not no Jay-Z, and he's trash in my eyes. Jay-Z. A lot of my friends really liked him. A lot of my friends that hustle drugs and shit, always listening to him. I'm like, this dude is not even all that, in my opinion. Um, Big L was nice. He was on his way to do some marvelous stuff. You know, I think it's whether they fake. Let's say they didn't fake deaths. It would make sense for Jay-Z to make a power move and get Big L out the way. And I think it's wild that Big L and Biggie Smalls. Most people probably don't even know the real Biggie Smalls was a white dude. Big had to stop using Smalls at the end of Biggie because it was a white dude who was going to sue him. That's why he changed it to B.I.G., I think. K Reno's nice. I just heard some K Reno. I don't know who that was. So you and Drop. When Drop said it in the rhyme and then you showed me his album, I was listening to him. Yo, Tech Nine's a fucking G. Like in the beginning, I used to think his music was a little not for me. But then when technology started to get better and I was able to go on YouTube and just sift through his albums, oh man. One of my favorite songs by Tech Nine, people are gonna laugh. It's that church song he got. I don't want to call it a church song, but damn, forgot how it goes. I think it's from one of his newest albums. Man, well, I forgot how it goes. It's one of my favorite albums. I mean, songs. I'm tempted to download it just cause and play it. That's what I'm gonna do. Fuck it. Trying to think of the name of it. I'm gonna have to go look. Hopefully it don't boot me out. If it boots me out for a second, I'll be right back. But let's see if it's gonna boot me out. Damn. Nobody knows the name of that song, man, by fucking Tech 9. Fuck. Fuck. I know it had a choir in it. And it's not that old either. I looked in his videos. No one's even here anyway, I don't think. I looked in his videos and it's not there. I can't think of the name of it by Tech 9. The song's kinda in my head. Let's see if I could Google it. Let's see. Hmm. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, Bucks.
Hey Charles, how are you?
Pretty good. Just
Good to
trying
see you.
good to see you too. I'm trying to well, what are these things called? Well, I've been using natural real cinnamon from the tree, and I think this is called star anise.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm putting that in my coffee. Star
Oh,
anise, and
interesting.
I get the cinnamon sticks and I just scrape it off instead of buying processed cinnamon. I'm
Yeah.
trying that with some stuff to using different spices and herbs to try to cleanse my body out.
Cool.
I'm trying to get oregano oil, which seems to be pretty difficult. They probably outlawed a lot of this shit because it helps keep people healthy and that's what they don't want. They had put my
Mm.
roommate on an oxygen tank in his machine, and even with in my opinion, now this is through my research and my observations. I'm not a doctor and don't want to be no fake ass doctor, but the asthma pump. I remember they gave me an asthma pump. I think I used it for a week and it smashed it because it was making my breathing worse. And I'm like, yo, how does an asthma pump make my breathing worse? So I smashed it and never used it again. My roommate uses it, overdoes everything, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Addictive personality, but breathing goes to the shitter. After, it's wild when you tell someone about something and they do it anyway. But anyway, yeah, I think there's something with these tanks. And what they're putting in there. Because it looks like my roommate's getting worse. I wouldn't doubt them or whoever it is to taint that shit. You know. And then after learning my friend's about to get toes cut, it's the last negative thing I'm gonna say. Because I just think it's mind blowing how doctors fucking don't care. Or it's not they don't, well, yeah, they probably don't care. They only care about money. So I think I know 3 or 4 people that do the same thing for diabetes, including my aunt. She was the first one that I know that was taking that. I forgot what it's called. Where you gotta prick
Is it
yourself
oral,
900.
some sort of pill instead of injections?
Um, I
Just because
don't know. My aunt.
many diabetics for the longest time were put on insulin, and many diabetics still will
Yeah.
die without their insulin. But there are
Huh.
grades of diabetes. One can be controlled by diet, and some people can move. Their pancreas isn't so shot that they, or
All
deficient,
by
that they can move
parasite.
from. There are people who can move off of insulin, but rarely. But they have come up with a
All
pill
caused by a
that determines.
parasite.
Could
This
be.
guy said it's a parasite that is in the pancreas that pretty much stops it from producing insulin, I think. That's what it does. But yeah, that was my aunt was on the diet and she used to prick herself. She used to watch the sugar levels and all that. She still got her
Yeah,
toes amputated.
yeah,
Not that, and it's wild to me, like, I used to think to myself when I was younger, like my aunt never had sex, right? Never got married, never did a drug in her life, never smoked a cigarette, never drank. It's true shit. It blows my mind. Not only was she born with cerebral palsy, you know, she had a lot of operations growing up.
yeah.
She used to tell me she would get gagged on, like all this stuff. And then it don't stop there. Then she gets diabetes. Then she gets her toes chopped. She fell and broke her hip. And I'm thinking, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man. She don't commit no sins, right, to the so-called religion, and she's got the crappiest life. Um, that's when I knew religion was a fallacy. Well, not just that, but there's proof right there.
Well, my argument would be everything in moderation, right? Or some things in moderation. So I get that many religions abstain completely from alcohol. There are very few religions, unless you're a nun or a monk or some sort of religious person, that actually, preach abstinence from sex completely. Um, so again, I'm not trying, but I do understand that a person with cerebral palsy would want to be more careful. Technically, A, you may not, some people will take advantage of you, or B, you may just not have socialized yourself in a way to get, physical disabilities can be a real impairment to coupling, period.
Yeah, at
Um,
work too.
so
I remember as a youth going to pick her up from my grandfather. She worked for Stanley Works in the mailroom, and yeah, my aunt just like walked, cause I knew this other woman that had cerebral palsy, but she would drink. She was a drunk. My uncle's so-called girlfriend or whatever, but man, she couldn't walk when she would drink because of the cerebral palsy. She'd be falling down everywhere. But my aunt had it, but she still walks. She walked with like I don't want to say a limp or,
Yeah, that's the
but
thing about cerebral palsy is it's a brain damage at birth, due to
damn, I
typically,
didn't know that.
yeah, and it's usually caused from oxygen deprivation, and it's usually, again, not to point any fingers, because it can happen naturally as well, with things like umbilical cords and stuff. But typically, it
Hmm.
has to do with it usually is a forceps injury. So, but yeah, cerebral palsy is an accident at birth.
Damn. I wonder if the
Yeah.
doctors can cause it too. Huh.
Well, who knows if they use different kinds of forceps or whatever. I don't see a lot of, or if we've just got a different kind of care program for people who are born with cerebral palsy, i.e. they're just, the world's gotten bigger and their resources keep them away from us. It seems to me, though, I've seen less people with cerebral palsy than when I was young. I've always really enjoyed, a lot of people with cerebral palsy are very, very good at joking with people. Like, they're very good at I don't know, just many people with cerebral palsy have nerve damage to limbs and slow talk, but there's nothing slow about them. They're all there, you know? Not that I like to use that kind of reference because that's implying someone's not all there. Um, but I'm just saying that don't be don't be deceived by their slurred speech is all I'm saying. Many of them are, with patients, dying for the opportunity to just talk. It takes a lot of patience. But I'm sorry that for the loss of your aunt. I have a cousin who also has diabetes, had it very young, been taking insulin since he was 12. He lost his toe. Then that wasn't enough. He injured his toe around age 50 at a pretty heavy duty, heavy equipment job. Just something got dropped on it and it never healed.
Oh.
And he ended up losing his toe, then losing the bottom half of his leg. Then on the way out of the hospital, the wheelchair failed and he fell and went to, you just go to stand and not there, injured the leg, had to have surgery again. It was pretty crazy. But everybody's different. We're not a machine. We don't come off an assembly line. We're not Mercedes and Hondas and stuff like that. I
need
learned
a new
in having,
bumper.
yeah, it'd be nice. I learned having my surgeries in the end of last year that, my resting blood oxygen level is 92%. And if I just breathe, okay, if I just in through the nose, out through the mouth, like 3 times, brings the resting oxygen level to 100%. And the nurses were very concerned, when they're watching your stats, especially coming out of an emergency surgery like mine. They didn't have any base stats to compare to. And I was aware of it because I've done a sleep apnea test. So I was already aware of this, this problem. But I wasn't aware of, because you don't have the monitor on you, actually bringing your blood oxygen levels to 100, right? So you could just sit there and breathe and watch. And it made me think, as a smoker, most smokers take their deepest breaths when they're smoking, or drug addicts or whomever, like that's your deepest inhales and your deepest exhales are when you're smoking. So, ultimately it's actually as harmful as the tobacco and tar and all that stuff can be. The unhealthy breathing patterns are also damaging, let's just say. So I don't know. If there's something where there's the profit makers off medicine are the ones who are in on it, trying to whatever, call the herd or not give optimal health care because there's more profit in treatment than cure, then I don't think the doctors and nurses administering that know that. You know, they're doing their best. And up here in Canada, trust me, we don't have doctors and nurses anymore. A shift is supposed to have 8 people on the ward. They've got 5 nurses. You know, my doctor just bought the practice that he bought off my doctor a year ago, and he's leaving. He's leaving the country. He's not staying. I don't know if it's because the economic incentive isn't there, or if something happened back in his home country. But yeah, we have a system up here that may not cost us money outright, but we don't have the professionals here to administer even the, you know, if it's substandard care. So let's just say I'm lucky that my surgery was a emergency, or I would have waited a year for it. Hello, whoever that is on chat panel.
That's Thug. That's the god
Thug Love, Naga?
Fizzle. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
most
Naga, it's okay.
Naga.
He's not listening anyway. He's not listening anyway.
That's the Thug. The one and only Thug. What's up, Naga?
what's going on, bro? Salute, bro.
Hi, Naga.
We
Much love.
you missed the troll show yesterday.
Yeah, I peeped that.
Yeah, that shit has got to stop.
Well,
I know he's just
what did I
fucking
miss?
around, but
What
I
did I
don't
miss?
want that. Well, you know, trolling that the Zone Man does. Like, I know that's his MO, the troll, but I don't mind him trolling. You know, if he respects people. You ever try I forgot the name of these spice. I don't know what to call it, a spice? That star anise, that's a spice, right?
Yeah, tastes like licorice.
Yeah, I was shocked when I opened it up. I never even knew what this stuff was until my friend from the Dominican island, he owns a bodega right around the corner from where I live, like literally next door. And he used to tell me to take these star anise, put it in hot water with some cinnamon. I think he put cloves in there too. But come to find out, I bought those because something told me to buy them, and I looked them up this morning, and they also kill parasites too. But they say between 95 and 98% of Americans got parasites. Imagine having all 5 of them nasty parasites. The dude was like, when he cleansed himself, there were worms in the water. Pooping out little wormy parasites. It's crazy.
But all I'm gonna say, Charles, if every time, right, if you gotta keep opening your house, right, to let the hyena into your house, right, and scare everybody out, know that after the hyena leave, you're gonna have to go and and find everybody else, and it's going to come to a point that niggas gonna think that you just want the hyena to bite them or some shit. So they're gonna stop coming to your house. They're gonna think that you were letting the hyena in on purpose, right?
Oh, yeah, I know. That's why, not to be a dick, but I don't know. I have my thoughts when that person does that. It's like, it seems every time They come here like they can't just have a conversation.
But I'm using that for hyena for a reason. But at some point, bro, you gotta trust a lion to be a lion, bro. A hyena to be a hyena, and expect it to act up, right? Expect that to be in its nature, to try not bite somebody or scare somebody away, right? Because
Hyenas
it
are
belong in
savage.
it belong in the jungle, bro. So if you're going to
No,
bring it into a civilized facility, you gotta expect these things to happen.
it has to be domesticated.
Here you go. Here you go. To me, I would say it gotta be tame. You know what I'm saying? You gotta tame that motherfucker.
No, that's true.
The one thing I would say about taming hyenas, as an analogy for humans, I don't know who we're talking about, but you know, in a zoo or in a even out in the wild or whatever, if you were taming an animal, you'd probably be one of the only people working at taming it, or you'd have a team of people potentially working together. Whereas in this setting, this human being could be, have some good support in one room, but go off and be poked at like a hyena in another room. So, it's not as controlled a setting. It's a great analogy, but maybe my better point would be, again, I don't know who we're talking about, but sometimes it takes a lot of work on the part of the panelists to want to change their means of communication. Some of us can get into really bad habits out here, you know, yelling at each other and talking over each other and stuff. So,
Yeah, but it's general. It's in general.
mhm,
That's what
mhm.
I'm not calling. I could have easily say such and such, but I'm using parable. To make a
Yeah,
general
I
statement.
appreciate the clarification. I appreciate the clarification because it is a great analogy in general for different character types coming into a panel.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm using tame. Because I was being. I'm being. How you say it? I'm instigating what happened yesterday. That's why I said tame.
Mhm.
Because
I
I was
see.
there. I don't know what happened. He said, domesticated, and I said train. And I'm
You
thinking he
know,
was say civilized, he said domesticated. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take it one step further. They need to be tamed. But
I just
Mhm.
yeah.
got this garlic and fucking. Oh man, I just got this garlic and it's fucking um growing sprouts or whatever already.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm MC
Hello,
Nemesis.
hello. Hello, hello.
And what is the topic on today's discussion?
What were we discussing? We've discussed diabetes, healthcare systems,
We gotta
hyenas,
discuss
and lions
I,
on
I
16
panels.
have
different
type 2. I have type 2.
the 16 different Jesuses. I'm reading a book. It's called The 16 Jesuses.
Yeah. 16 crucified saviors.
There's only one real Jesus, but there's been 16 of them. They like were creating these fraudulent ones. I don't know. I got to finish the book to see what's going on.
Do you think that Jesus is God?
No. Well, I mean, God dwells within all of us, but that don't make us the creator of the source. I mean, it just makes us a piece of the source.
And what's your best evidence? Do you have any proof of the existence of this God?
Yeah, everywhere I look around.
You attribute nature to God?
I mean, if we want to use that book they shove in our face called the Bible, I mean, it's telling us that there's a God, but what if we, it would be nice if I could rewind life, and because now if I ask myself there's a God, my mind's already uploaded with all this stuff. So it's not like, you know, I'm fresh minded and I could ask
So
myself
yes,
questions.
you think that nature is God?
I don't know. To be
Well,
honest,
nature
I
is
don't know.
nature. Nature is not a God. If it
I have
was a
my
God,
own
it would be a
opinions
terrible
on
God.
things, but I can't say it's factual.
Yeah. Well, do you care about what's true?
But what is true, you know?
Yeah. I mean, do you care about if your beliefs are true or not, or do you just
Oh,
believe what you believe because you want to believe?
uh, but yeah, there's something about that though. Like if someone comes to me
No,
with a book
I'm
and
asking
they're
you a
like, "Well,
question.
this is
I'm asking
true,"
you a question.
anyone could say something's true. That'll make it true.
No, the question I'm asking you is, do you believe what you believe because it's what you believe, or do you believe what you believe because it is the truth?
Both.
So you will believe what you believe, and you won't
Yeah.
change your
Why not?
mind on unprovable claims. Some unprovable claims you will just accept as, for you at least. Would you you wouldn't probably base your life around it, but you believe in a creator being. You're roboting a
And
little bit.
you bored out. Um, I don't want to say I believe there's a creator. I know that there's creators that made this all happen. Didn't
Okay.
just magically appear.
Okay, so if you know it, can you share it with us, your proof?
Yeah, look around. Not
Look at the
my saying
trees.
is when people
Look at the
build a
trees,
car,
man. Did you
when
just
people
take a
build a
bong rip and
car,
come out with that?
people
Did you take a
build a
bong rip
car
and come out? Yes, people do
too.
build a car.
Yeah.
Oh, are you doing the watchmaker fallacy?
There's not one person that builds the car. There's many. How can people say there's one
Correct.
God, one creator?
The difference is we know where the car came from and who built it. We don't know who built nature. Like there's no factory that said the tree factory. It don't have a
Right.
serial code on it. So your
There's really no
analogy,
evidence to prove. If people want to be technical, because I think you said you were a Christian, but people want to be technical. It's all
I don't
hearsay,
like
man. There's
Christianity.
really
I
no
don't like
proof.
Christianity. I don't like it because of the child pregnancy. Like Mary was 12 years old, and I
I
just
didn't
don't
know
agree with
that.
that.
Look, Charles,
And
this
then
is
she
what
was
I
a
was saying.
virgin. Did they put sperm in her? Because she was a virgin. Like people really think this entity just had sex with her, or impregnated her.
Yeah.
I just can't see
Yeah,
that.
I find, yeah, when I look back at the story, if you put in technology, if you don't take it from like, dirt road mud hut kind of thinking, like looking backwards at less
What is it
civilization,
called?
essentially.
What is it
Less,
called?
whatever I
Sex
want to call it.
simulation?
It's a
And
What,
polar shift.
simulation?
Well, that's
Yeah,
not the
Well, I would
problem.
just
The
say,
problem
to make
is,
a woman from a man's rib, okay, to make a woman from a man's rib, that happens, that can be
sex.
done genetically, right? To impregnate a woman who's never had sex, that can be done through in vitro fertilization.
well, she
So
wasn't a woman; she was a little girl.
exactly.
Look,
Okay, so thank you for
She was
the
a
correction,
12-year-old
MC
little
Nemesis.
girl.
So what I'm saying
Yeah.
though is that, yeah, whether you're
Well, I
justifying something
wasn't
happened to a
finished, but
12-year-old, yeah, whether you're justifying something
okay.
happened to a 12-year-old and then saying it was immaculate conception,
Yeah, I mean,
or
why
whether
did
you're,
God
yeah,
select? Why
or
couldn't
whether
He
you've taken
select
that
somebody that was
12-year-old,
18 years older? It should
bro,
have
look.
selected a
This is
woman,
all.
like, and maybe the woman could have consented to it. That would be nice.
This is this is all a setup for polar shift. To shift
According
to
to the
shift over.
story,
This is
according to
all
the
a
story,
polar shift to shift the power over to the
are you
women.
even listening
I
to
d-
what I'm saying?
what are you,
he
what are you
listened to,
saying?
he definitely did listen,
Okay. So the problem is
because,
not with genetics or none of that. The problem is Christians are pedophiles. That's the problem.
mm,
And we need to get them out of Congress because most of Congress are Christians and they're pedophiles. And I don't think with that our leaders should be pedophiles myself. But
And I'm not disagreeing with that, or in agreement with that. What I'm saying is that it's a bigger picture, right? It's a bigger picture,
then
where
child rape, what is the bigger picture?
that's what I'm talking about. If you just
This is the
listen.
bigger picture.
No,
This
this is not the
is
bigger picture. This is what you just talk about. What you just talk about, right? And I say I'm not in agreement or disagreeing with it. This is just the surface level.
you're not in disagreement with pedophilia.
No, I'm saying I'm not in disagreement or agreement with what you're saying,
So you're
right?
not in
With the reason,
disagreement. Okay, are you in disagreement
bro.
with pedophilia?
Are you going to let me talk?
It's a yes or no answer.
Yes, I am.
All
What is
praises
So
what
to
is your
you
point?
you.
are against pedophilia.
What is your point? Yes, I am.
Hell yeah. Fuck those pedophiles.
What is your point,
Okay.
bro, for cutting me off, bro, without letting me just let me get my 1-2 out, bro?
Because you don't need to, you just need to say, I disagree with pedophilia and therefore I disagree with Christianity. That's all you
No,
need to
that's not
say. I don't
because
know
that's
I'm
not
what
what
not,
I
is.
was speaking on, bro. I
I'd
was
love to
speaking
hear
on
what
the
Naga
reason.
has to say. I'd
I'm
love
Yeah,
to
just
go
hear.
saying,
ahead, Naga.
yeah.
I'll
So
mute
I'm
up.
saying the bigger picture is to shift over. Ever since the beginning of time, they've been shifting the power over from matriarchal to patriarchal, from patriarchal to matriarchal. So that's it's a play, right? It's a script to shift the power over right at the end of the cycle or at the peak of a civilization. What they call when they for them to it's a reset, right? For them to shift the power over. So when they're talking about the women, when they want to make it look like the women is basically the so-called end all be all, but at the same time is her fault, right? They making the woman a god, just like they're saying that God created everything, but at the same time is God's
What
fault,
does this have to
right?
do with pedophilia?
What?
What does this have to do with pedophilia and Christians being pedophilia? I don't
I just told
understand
you
what
that's
the
the
point
surface
is.
level of it. That's the surface level. That's what cover it. They just cover it up with that. With that, they're making you think
Regardless
everything.
whether it's a matriarchy or a patriarchy, why does it matter? They're pedophiles.
I'd like to interject for just a moment.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I'm not trying to justify. Let me just tell you that my friend in Nigeria right now, okay, he went and did a year of teaching in a small village. He's an educated man in Nigeria who, in lieu of doing a military year of service, he signed up for potentially getting a good job with the government by doing a volunteer year of teaching. And he went into a village in Nigeria, different from his own, different culture, different language, different everything. And in his culture, the Igbo culture, the men marry quite a bit later compared to many other cultures in Nigeria. Like, it's very common for a 28-year-old man to not be married. However, the women do marry much younger, 16, 18, 20, you know,
Yeah,
and
but
often it
Not
is
a
arranged.
16-year-old is not a
Now,
woman.
that being said, he went into this culture, this other
Hey, do
culture,
you
and part of it is,
understand me? Why do you keep
look,
saying,
look,
listen to
MC
me?
Nemesis,
Listen to
let
me.
me finish.
Hey, I need you to
No, you
fucking
listen to
listen. A
me. You
16-year-old is
listen
not
to
a
me.
goddamn woman. Stop
You
saying
listen
that
to me.
teenagers are women, you fucking bitch. Stop saying that shit.
Wow.
Stop
You
fucking
need to
saying
travel
that.
the world. You need to
Fucking
travel the
stop.
world. You need to stop imagining every 16-year-old in the world is like a someone who hasn't been prepared.
I
There,
knew
I'm
I
not
was
saying
gonna
it's
have
right
to
or
do
wrong.
that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
knew I was
saying
gonna have
straight
to
up
do that.
I'm saying, thank you, Charles. I was just saying, my friend in Nigeria was shocked when he went into this village, which was also Christian, but and he was struggling teaching them middle school because most of them are getting ready for marriage between 12 and 14 years old, right? They've been cultured that way since, and we're talking about boys and girls, right? So when he goes in to teach them math or to continue with history or whatever he's been taught, these kids, these young adults, these people, they have no use for the school, right? They are already preparing for marriage. That's what they're doing. They've been doing it since they were 5 years old. So I'm not arguing that people should whip into small towns in Nigeria, find a 12-year-old to marry. It wouldn't work, right? I'm saying, but 12-year-olds, 14-year-olds are getting married, right? And they're socialized to do so. So I don't know about the men in the village. I don't know if they need intervention. You know,
listen,
I know a
the
very
moral of the
educated
story
Igbo
is
man.
the
Yep.
moral of
Go
the
ahead,
story
please.
is the moral of the story is this is why the world is so messed up it is, right? Because women is not being raised to be housewife, right? They're not being raised to take care of the household. Despite how civilization go, men have always been raised to be a provider and a protector, right? But
I think
it
there's a
hasn't been.
trade-off. I agree. However, we look back in time, we don't realize we're talking about people that were like a lot of people in the world that were illiterate. Many of us, many of us come from many generations where we're only 3 or 4 generations into literacy. Not that I'm trying to say literacy is the end all be all of living, but there's a trade-off that occurs, you know, as a country, as we start to develop and decide we want to become educated. And it is something that shows that not everybody, never have we had everybody being parents. Always there have been people who can't be parents. They're literally barren. Then there's been people who are not designed, you know, not wired to be parents, i.e. they have deviancies from the norm. You know, it's always
No,
taken.
you just said it. Wired, meaning that it's a learned behavior. It's not natural.
It could be, but just ignoring the learned behavior part. There's people out there sterile. There's people out there that are infertile. They have a place in our culture too, and no children should be raised by parents that don't want to be parents. So
No,
this
it's all
idea
by
that like
design.
we're a bunch of apes is
It's all
kind of
by
silly.
design. It's all by
Yeah,
design. Bex. No, women naturally born and raised right, and to not being able to
yeah, but
have some type of.
nature creates infertile and object and people and animals and insects and plants that are not capable of producing fruit.
Yeah, so
So
when it comes to when it comes to nature, you can literally go to the plant that's not reproductive, right?
yes,
That's not able to to reproduce, right? And when it comes to human beings, you cannot go and say, oh, these type of people they can't reproduce. They only just appear out of nowhere. How is that bloodline keep on going? Because it will have to come down. You will have to come from a bloodline, from a gene, right? From
hmm
a
hmm
chromosome. So we
but
can't keep. We can't.
let's just say naturally we all were having babies. Okay, we're all having tons of babies. We're just in our mode, whether we're reading books or whether we're just building a fire. It doesn't matter. Okay. Now, suddenly, maybe the reason it's not, I get what you're saying, could be a genetic flaw. It doesn't make any sense how they would continue. Or it could be naturally arisen out of nature because actually we're so good at reproducing, not as good as rabbits, but we are so good at reproducing that actually the adults and children need help. So if the adults and children need help, and that help is the nature produces some adults that can't have children, then we suddenly have a function that actually says it's not a bloodline, but it's actually a byproduct of nature. It's called, it'll come to me, but it'll come to me what the word is for when you develop a sexual characteristic. Now this is an asexual characteristic, without sexual characteristic, but it could be the case that nature we produce barren and sterile people to support society when we're in full production, when we have tons of babies being produced.
It could have been the case, but it's not the case. We find out is that we are good at manipulating, right? At manipulating
real pseudo champ is here.
We find out we're good at manipulating the reproductive system of the women. That's why we find out we're good at it. So that's why we create these unnatural
yeah, I do. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Nega.
The real pseudo champ is here. Now I'm fucking around. What's up, Charles, man? The real pseudo champion has arrived. They still ain't took that blue pill I told y'all to take yet?
You know, just to answer what you were saying there, Nega, you know, the way that you actually perpetuate that bloodline is through fertility clinics.
Yep. Monetization. You know, they monetize, you know, the pregnancy.
So, yeah.
We need to monetize blue pill. Everybody need to go back to sleep. This red pill, conscious, woke, spiritual, you know, Scientology, synchronicity, Egyptology, all etc. It needs all this woke stuff needs to subside. I'm an agent Truth Zone. I'm here to keep people asleep in a place of slumber and illusions and delusions. You see what I'm saying? So all of this stuff that we've been talking about the past few years about, you know, decoding the matrix is pure malarkey. And it needs to subside. I'm sick of it. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What has it benefited anyone? So I'm hearing somebody talk about decoding the matrix. What has that benefited anyone? Vaccines are good. The government is good. Black Americans do come from Africa. Black Americans are Negroes. They're niggers. White people hate niggas. Yeah. So everybody needs to go back to sleep. There's just no matter of fact, there's no such thing as racism. Everybody loves one another. White people love black people. Black people love white people.
That'd be horrible living in a world like that. Imagine all the leaders talk like that.
It's not horrible, Charles. You sleep.
What movie was that where the people
you are
probably
too
100 movies?
You sleep. You sleep, Charles. So it's not horrible.
Listen, Charles was my dog, bro. I went to the door. I peeped out. I seen how woke everybody was. It kind of scared me. I was like, oh shit, let me go lay back in the bed, take this blue pill, go back to sleep. I couldn't do it, bro. I'm telling you. Plus they offered me a check. They say, True Zone, if you propagate this on your channel, we'll monetize you, and we're gonna give you a check. I said, okay, deal.
How big is the check?
Don't worry about that munchkin. Don't worry about that, man. You see what I'm saying?
They'll have to offer me at least 100 grand. Just a sign.
Shit, you might as well, bro. Go ahead and talk. You might as well, bro. What you got to lose? What we all got to lose? All this is regurgitated pseudo talk. Niggas been talking about this. Sanchez, when you go to Sanchez's channel, he just talking about what a nigga said 20 years ago. Bobby Hemmett, Phil Valentine, all of those conscious dudes said that 30 years ago on VHS tape. So he just reptilians and grays and Neuralink. That's bro, niggas talked about that 30 years ago.
Yeah.
He just remixing the dope. So what is it that anybody saying new? I've heard. Come on, all right, go ahead. Bro. You know what? I'm gonna say another thing before I go. I'm trolling too, bro. I'm trolling, by the way, bro. I don't mean any of that shit, bro. I didn't get cut no check.
You
I
should
didn't take no meeting, yo. I didn't do none of that,
ask
bro.
Bro Sanchez for a debate, yo, and then tell him that. That would be funny.
No, I got a lot of his people. A lot of the people that be on his panel be on my show. So a lot of people that go over there on his channel be on my show now.
I'm curious to see what he would say if he said that to
I
him.
went over there, bro, and I commented in the chat because he made a frivolous statement. He said that a fallacious statement at that, bro. He said that our human bodies don't exist, and then he went on to say that we built up a utopia, some type of what's it called, Tartarian heaven. He said we just here. He said we're here in slumber, but our souls are at this Tartarian heaven we're waiting to go back to when we die. I said, nigga, what? I said, who believes that shit? I look in the chat, everybody saying facts, Chance. I said, these are cult members here. I said, these are church members here. What you mean our human body don't? What you mean my human body don't exist? Come on, bro. What's dope you smoking? So you negating all physical reality. You going against the basic laws of physics. You going against matter. Tangible things we do on a daily basis. Come on, bro. Oh man, don't sell me that. I just ask questions, bro. I'm a logical dude, bro. I choose discernment over so-called knowledge and wisdom. But bullshit knowledge and wisdom that these niggas be up here propagating. It's all bullshit. None of these people can prove any of this shit, bro. Nobody knows, because he said when you die, you're gonna go to this Tartarian heaven. Like, bro, how can you prove that? Nobody knows what happens when you die. If I told you I did, I'd be lying. I'd be lying to you, bro. I don't know. The thing is, bro, people get up here and they think a man that thinks he knows it all knows nothing. The same thing go for women too. A woman that thinks she knows it all knows nothing. Nobody knows what happens when you die, bro. Who has the answers for those questions? I don't. I don't. I wish I had it.
Don't worry, your mom's in a better place now. Like they died and went there.
Bro, ain't nobody went to no Tartarian heaven, bro. He said that your physical body.
They tell me that. Oh,
bro,
your family's in a better place now. They're not suffering.
Do your physical body exist? Does your physical body exist? If you pinched yourself right now, would you feel it?
Let me walk into this wall.
No, I'm being real with you. I ain't trolling, bro. If you pinched yourself right now, would you feel it?
Yeah, I just punched that and I just knocked on that fucking thing right here.
So what the hell is Sanchez talking about when he's conveying to his audience that your physical, we not even here, this is a simulation. Like, bro, what the hell are you talking about? This is a simulation. People say that because you know why people say that, bro? Because they lack accountability.
Well, yeah, and then here's the deal. Let's just run with it for a second. We're in a Star Trek, we're in the holodeck in the Star Trek, okay? A gigantic Star Trek holodeck. What difference does it make? Right? Like, even if it were, we could argue, okay, yeah, the control panel's over there. Someone showed it to me. We pushed a button. And setting Earth went from, look, I'm in Victoria. What difference does it make? What difference does it make? Right? It makes no fucking difference. Oh, we can press a button and change the setting or something. Like, I'm just saying it really, to me, that whole simulation thing, it just, even if it were true, it makes no fucking difference to discover we're in a fucking holodeck, Like,
that's all pseudo. It's all pseudo. It's all unproven. It's all speculation. Yeah. I can be speculative.
Yeah. I mean, if someone could prove it, someone pushes a button and suddenly my bedroom turns into the Parthenon, right? Like, because that could happen in a holodeck. We're standing in the holodeck. Oh, we want to go to Greece. Change the setting to Greece. Boom, we're suddenly in Greece, right? So, if someone did that right in front of me, I would be amazed. I would think, wow, look at that. I don't even have to get in an airplane to go to Greece. But ultimately, what would it change? What would it fucking change?
Somebody said death is the end of consciousness in this meat suit. Y'all make this shit sound so weird, bro. What you mean a meat suit, bro? This is a human body that you have to take care of. I feel like when people say things like that, they negate their own existence. Like that's like a lazy way to think. What you mean? That means you telling me that you want to smoke crack and get high on meth without telling me you want to get high on meth by saying your meat suit, bro. Take more pride in your human body, your existence here than that, bro. You just making it seem like you just some mere meat suit here. No, meat suit here, bro. Come on, man. Don't do that. Y'all get caught up in a lot of these school of thoughts, bro. And y'all be running with this bullshit. I'm not to each his own, but I'm saying me personally, when I be hearing that shit, That sounds like a bunch of hogwash, like my meat soup. That like what your body, your human body is way more important than that, bro.
Just the
Well, don't you want
figures,
to take care of
me.
yourself? Don't you want to take care of yourself, man? Don't you want to brush your teeth? Don't you want to work out? Don't you want to take care of yourself hygiene wise? Don't y'all make it sound like y'all just don't care about yourselves no more. Low, 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 like low self-esteem
So
type shit. I'm just being real, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. When I first started coming around here, Charles, dog, you remember how I used to talk, bro? I'm gonna say I threw about 95% of that shit in the garbage, bro. I don't think like that no more, bro.
Yeah, me too.
Because I realized it's all bullshit. I'm like, bro, what the fuck I'm talking about? That I'm gonna reincarnate here and I'm an infinite being. I don't know none of this shit, bro. I just saw some shit I
Yeah.
heard somewhere else. I'm just repeating some shit I heard. I just don't know at this
Yeah.
point, bro. I don't know.
I agree, Truth. So, and I was saying way back in the day, this concept of reverence of spirit over body, it's like, at least what I see and what I can, understand is like, it's like revering the CD without the CD player, in my
Right,
opinion,
right, right, right.
like those two things together combine to feel, to think, to love, to shit, to fuck, all of those things are not things that, a spirit in my, in my understanding of what I understand my bit of information to be, what makes me Rebecca, you know, um, I just don't revere like, oh, it's going to go off in some ethereal, like, like I just don't revere that part of me more than my body. And I would
Right.
say that, yeah, my life has not reflected that. I have not cared
Okay.
for my body in a way that doesn't show it's not just a meat suit,
Bex,
For
yeah.
sure.
Bex, you asked, why does it matter? Any gamer know that, they can't be playing the video game, you know, for too long. Cause, that the game going to overheat, right? So it
Mm.
matters, right? It matters knowing that you playing you in a simulation. So you know when to shut it down. And know that, and you don't have to feel guilty about shutting it down
But
because
when you say, I
that,
ain't trolling you, I ain't trolling you, Naga, bro. I'm saying when you say shut it down, that sounds like you telling somebody to unalive themselves. What do you? So you got to expound on that. When you say shut it down, you mean stop playing in the so-called game? People are always playing the game, no matter whether you wake or you so-called woke or sleep, bro. So when you say shut it, when you say shut it down, what do you mean by that?
so as I was saying, Bex, you gotta know when to shut it down because if you don't shut it down, you're not gonna be able to play the game no more because the game going to burn out, right?
Bro, that don't make no sense,
And
bro. What
and
game are you talking about?
so so if you wanna be able to keep playing the game, you gotta know when to shut it down. Other than that, like I said, it's going to burn out. It's going to burn, right? And you're going to wake up and you want to play, and you're not going to play. You're not going to be able to play. So
How
that's
do you
why.
shut it down?
He can't tell you how to shut it down because he don't know. He just talking. He don't. This
All
guy,
right.
he don't
So,
know.
so
He gonna try to make up a lie, seem like he knows, but he don't. This what I'm saying with these dudes, man. They're gonna sit. They'll tell you a thousand lies and tell you no truth.
Mhm.
what are
So
you
he's sit there
asking
and
back?
he'll act like he know, but he don't know. These guys, I have a problem. I have no problem with conveying to somebody. You know what, Charles? I don't know, bro. These niggas, they got to be right about everything. They don't know. They listen. They getting third hand information like hand me down clothes from these fucking so called pseudo teachers and coming over here regurgitating the shit and remixing it and trying to make it make sense to somebody else. It's all bullshit. I'm on to these niggas. I peep they style.
So
White,
what are you
black,
asking back?
white people. I don't care what color you is. If you up here talking that bullshit, I'm gonna check you. I don't care. I'll be hearing all these niggas talk that bullshit. White or black, all of them pseudo. None of them make no sense. None of them.
What are you asking back?
Now go ahead. I got it. My bad, Charles, bro.
I was just asking how you shut it down.
Uh, so like I said, I have a PS4 right now, right? I shut it down. right? I was playing that last night, right? I shut it down, and I could turn it, meaning that I turn it off, and I could turn it back
Hey,
on
Marty.
whenever I want to play,
Yeah.
What up,
right?
Marty?
So
Look,
if
that's his name, Marty.
They got a
Hey,
robot in the
Marty.
grocery store. Hey,
Yo,
what does that
Marty,
robot do?
get to work. You've been on break too long. I wonder how
That's a
many
whole.
What
jobs
is
this
it?
fucking thing took.
That's a
I don't
robot.
know. It's supposed. Yeah, it goes around the store
What
and
does
looks
it
for
do?
Sure.
Clean the
spills and
floor?
stuff.
yeah,
I don't think so.
Man,
yeah,
60 years from now, that motherfucker gonna have a machine
My
gun in his
job
hand
is
and
to
telling you
report
shop or else.
spills, debris, and other safety hazards. Peace, Marty.
clean and wax the floor.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
wasn't sure. Or could it
so
be doing inventory? It could be doing
so
inventory. That would be cool.
so Bex, so when it comes
Yeah.
to reality, how do you shut it down, right? Just like when I shut down my PS5, I don't feel bad,
What's up,
right,
Mind's Eye?
for shutting it down. So it's the same way. So how do I shut down, this game that we call reality, right? By taking a break from going to work, by taking a break, right? From taking this load of helping people, of doing this, or say, oh, I gotta do this,
So
and then
basically, he's
I
telling you
gotta
don't
do
pay your
what I
bills.
gotta do,
He's
right?
saying taking a break from going to work. He's telling you don't pay your bills. So I said I'm saying with these dudes, man, bro, why you talking? Why you talking in code? Why you doing that? That's why I be coming over here wild and not the way I be doing, bro. You been up on this panel talking this bullshit for years, bro.
Who's the lies of the
Bullshit.
world too? I'll be back. I
What
gotta go ban somebody after what they wrote in the back. They're about to get
happened?
banned. I
What
gotta
happened?
go to YouTube.
My nigga
What's up,
Mind's Eye.
Mind's
What's up
Eye?
with you, boy?
If y'all seen what he wrote in the back, you'll understand why I'm about to ban him for
Are you
life.
talking about what's his name? What's that guy's name? That racist nigga.
Empty
What's his name?
Nemesis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already know how he is. He be doing that everywhere he go, bro. Now back to you, Naga, bro. Back to you. You say
Is
taking a
Naga
break
on
from
here,
what?
Bex? Bex, is Naga on here?
Look, he don't act
Love,
like a
love.
little
Oh yeah,
hoe. He can, bro.
yeah.
This
It's
man
me.
can,
It's me.
this man can hardly articulate himself in English fluently. You want me to take you serious, nigga? You need to go get a goddamn tutor and learn how to talk. For one, we can understand you. Bro. You sound like Rastafari. We can't understand you, dog. Stop playing with my intelligence, man. That's why you quit coming to my panel, because them niggas over there ran you off because they got tired of your tether talk. Acting like you rock with the black Americans. You don't rock with us, bro. The tether came out of you. Acting like you rock with niggas over here. You don't like niggas over here, bro. You just like a racist white man. You don't like niggas, bro. Explain to them why you quit coming to my panel, Naga. Them niggas got tired of your bullshit. They ran you. They got you up out of there. You couldn't deal with it. 9 niggas whooping your ass at one time. You didn't like that, bro. You did it to yourself, nigga. Don't blame me. Don't be mad at me. You did it to yourself, bro. But that tether talk. Go learn how to speak English fluently. Be able to articulate yourself. Be able to expound on what you're saying. Convey your message fluently without having broken English, my G. And save me this old mysticism talk, talking in code. It's like you got to walk me around the block to take me to one truth. You're gonna walk me around the whole. You're gonna take me through the whole city block and tell me a million lies just to give me the one truth, my guy. You a fraud.
Hey,
I'm out of here,
Salama.
bro. You a fraud, nigga. Been called you. And you mad at me because I called you out because you was buying views on your damn channel. Tell everybody you bought 20,000 subs on your channel, sucker. And I called you out. I ain't gotta fake it. You faked it till you made it. You didn't make it. You didn't give a fuck. And HOTC came over there. HOTC, them niggas fuck with me more than what they fuck with you. Now it's uprising up. Dojo, SIRDROP. SIRDROP be on my panel every day. SIRDROP, HOTC, they fuck with me more than they fuck with you, nigga. How does that feel? When they came pulled up on you on my panel, Knowledge Uprising Dojo, all them,
What
they
the
recommended you. They
hell?
said, nigga, we don't fuck with you, nigga.
Wasn't
You up here
everyone just
lying.
getting along?
Man, them HOTC niggas pulled up deep on my panel. They said, True's on you cool.
Bluff.
We fuck with you. We said, we don't fuck with this lying ass nigga right here. He making us look bad. Remember that? All right, then I'm out. Stop lying, bro.
I don't know how.
See you
I just
next.
don't. Just a question, Thug Love. Do you represent other people, or do you just represent yourself? Not just in some, minimized sense, but
Nah, I'm Thug Love. My master teacher is Naga.
because I'm surprised how suddenly I didn't know you were so powerful that you represented so many people.
Nah, nah, they trying to give me too much power. I'm not that powerful. I be telling them I'm not that powerful. But like I was saying though, that's my opinion. I think that the so-called elites, the so-called wealthy people, they do it. I think they call it vacation, where they vacate themselves out of that simulation because they know that's what it is, right? Or because they probably think that's what it is, right? And utilizing it better, right? So that's what I was saying. I think it matters.
Yeah, I think when I hear things like reverence for the or disdain for the meat suit, what I hear is death worship. And when I hear death worship, the idea of being able to be convinced that death is better than life, I think it's a vilification of the unknown. I think it's a natural human trait to vilify what you don't understand. And so to me, I'm definitely not a body worshiper. I'm definitely not a life worshiper, but I refuse to be a death over life worshiper. And what I'm saying is that I don't live my life in a way that if I were to say, oh my God, life is so much better than death, I'm not living my life like that. I'm sitting in my house on my computer talking to strangers online instead of, buying a kayak and, floating up the fucking gorge. Now one could say one is much more expensive than the other, and that's why I don't do it. But no, I could go get a job and buy a little boat and be out every day on the fucking water. I live on the ocean, so again, I am not practicing what I preach in any way.
$8 dude. Holy shit.
I think that's what I'm saying, Beck. I think I'm saying that life is better than death, but
Yes.
death is bitter than life because life is sweet, right? So
I see.
I'm telling people to choose life because I look around, all the cultures around the world is selling a death culture, right? No matter where you go, where there is education, they're letting you know from the jump, you're gonna die at a certain age.
Yeah.
When you question it, then they let you know, well, everybody gotta die one day. And then eventually you accept it, then you start telling everybody, they gotta die one day. So you look for a place, right? To die comfortably, right?
Yeah.
To get a comfortable death. So that's the journey, right? I look around, I see that's the journey. People are looking, for like the hospital, right? People looking, for a hospital. People looking for hospitality because they know they're about to die. That's the culture. And I'm telling people, no, deny that. You
I
know what
was
I'm
so
saying?
offended. Yeah. I was so offended when they taught life expectancy. Like I imagine all of this happening in and around grade 3, but could have been grade 5, whatever. Definitely elementary school. But I remember when they taught about life expectancy, because it wasn't just humans, your cat, your dog, elephants, tortoises, bears, you know, and I thought, how do they know how long a bear lives? Right? Because I saw on National Geographic, they'd have these, you know, radio collars on these wild bears. And, you know, as soon as you collar or chip a wild bear, it's not going to be treated the same. And ergo, you can monitor its life and even monitor its death if you find its, you know, the signal and find the body, et cetera, et cetera. Or you can, you know, monitor the life of an animal in a zoo, but that's an animal in captivity. So when they told me how long a human lived, I thought, who the fuck does that to their child? Why would you do that to me? I was so mad. I immediately started doing the math. I was like, I'm in school. It's grade 3 or grade 5, whatever. I got so many years, 12 years in school out of 72. You know, I hadn't even learned fractions yet. And I was like 1/7 or 6th or whatever the fuck, you know, and I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that anyone would actually teach a child how that there's an end cap on your life and when. I get
Well,
you need to
first,
be taught to value life, but to me, I thought, wow, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here.
yeah, because first of all, they're doing that because they're ghosts, right? Since you was young, they tell you that ghosts, right? Be looking at human being, right? Ghosts monitor us, right? We can't see them, but they can see us, right? Right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, your grandma or whoever, someone's watching, you know?
right.
Yeah.
So that's why they're doing this to us. So they monitor us, right, our lives because they are ghosts.
Yeah, see, I find I look at a lot of those things as cover-ups for technology, right? So when people say, "Oh, you spirits are watching," or "angels with wings were watching," that's all drones to me. That's all like the idea of people being able to listen through a phone line or a, you know, again, it seems conspiratorial, but to me, it makes a lot more sense when they can say, "Oh," because back in the day, they could have said to you, "Oh." You know, some people may have even been in the church saying they talk to these ghosts, right? So, you know, I do think that some of it comes from a time when people did use technology to
Yeah.
monitor one another. Nobody knew the
The
technology
fucking
existed,
shit.
and it was easier to raise people to believe in ghosts and angels than to explain, well, actually, we've got the whole world wired to watch.
Well, belief is close to knowing, right? If you can cross, if you know how to cross the line without being carried away by the current,
Yeah.
right?
You
Yeah.
guys ever
So,
see something like this? Sorry to interrupt, but
Vanilla
look,
beans. Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
there's 2 vanilla beans in there. It's just
Yeah.
$20.
Yeah.
What the hell do
Yeah.
you do
And
with
you,
those little beans?
well,
That's for flavor?
you cut it open and then you scrape off some of the inside pulp and you put it in your recipe.
Wow, that shit's expensive too, man. Look,
because it's vanilla.
Real
backwards.
vanilla, if you found real vanilla extract has already done that and put it in an alcohol base for you, it won't have affected the medicinal value, being you'll actually get more bang for your buck likely out of a good extract. The reason that it's sold that way is because the vanilla flavor, cooking with the vanilla flavor out of a vanilla bean versus an extracted alcohol based, you just get so much more
There's
vanilla
more
flavor.
flavor.
Yeah. So as far as health benefits, you're going to get just as much health benefits from a decent all vanilla extract. You might get more
'Cause I
too,
don't
just
trust.
because the alcohol base tends to
No.
be a great administrator for medicine
Yeah,
to
that's
us.
what it
You know,
says. It says ingredients: vanilla bean, extractives. Oh no, and water and alcohol.
yeah.
Because I don't want all these chemicals. Son's telling
Well,
me to get
technically,
the beans, but I don't know what I'm doing with the beans. That would be like pure instead of the extract, right?
well, yeah, what you're doing is you're getting a paste, right? So it's less
Oh,
dissolvable. It dissolves, you know, it'll float around. Like you could definitely put a paste in your coffee. You just want to make sure you consume it or paste in your water. It'll have great flavor. It's just a lot more work to get the medicine out. A good vanilla extract isn't necessarily extracted by chemical. You know, it's usually, you know, it can be, you can boil things down to extract things. Boil may be a broad term.
A lot of them, that's how they make it. They
Yeah.
boil it, you know, and then, you know, all the water, you know, evaporated, you know, and then it become dry, you know, and then some of them, you know, they gotta mix it again, you know, with other you know, liquid form that they mix together, you know,
Yeah.
into that. But it's all, you know, is not like, you know, they add chemicals to it, but some extract, you know, they do use chemical after they boil it.
Yeah. Well, and depending on what, I don't know, I'm not a chemist, so some things aren't just
I
extracted
want to
from a
use it
water
for cake.
boil. Let's say you had to put it in a different substrate to extract the best out of it. There may be a chemical byproduct through that boiling process by boiling in not water. I don't know, some sort of alcohol base. I have no idea, but I'm just saying. So sometimes the alchemical process will produce a quote unquote chemical, but everything has a chemical name. You look at the chemical breakdown of a lemon and it'll look like you're eating poison. You know,
Yeah.
so some of these, you know, it's worth looking up what some of these words mean when you find the ingredients on something, because it's not necessarily just because you can't pronounce it doesn't mean it isn't natural.
But
I want to
never,
use this for my cake that I'm about to do. I'm gonna make a cake, but yeah, I think the vanilla beans itself would be going way overboard. I don't know. They
You do
say
get a lot
to
less bang for your buck. You get a lot of flavor, but
no, I think a little bit of it would definitely make it, definitely add to
what
the flavor
you're
taste.
shooting for the beans itself, you're saying?
If you know what you're doing, no, you just basically, it's like using what you call that, uh, what I'm saying, if you could just uh grind a little bit, of the vanilla beans, and then you and put it in hot water, right?
So you're
mhm.
saying go with the
And then
beans.
you mix it, you add it, to the mixing of
He's
the.
making a good point. I've only ever seen it vanilla bean used on fancy chef shows where they slice it open like a green bean and scrape all the pulp out of it, right? And then put that in their recipe. But it may be the
Yeah, I've
case, I
seen
don't know
that
how
too.
dry they come. Yeah, it may be the case that you can actually hack off just like a 3/4 of an inch of a piece of off that bean, put it in a tiny bit of water, get a lot more flavor out of it, and still get the medicinal value, right? Like without any big process. So you know um, people are showing off on chef shows. Again, I don't know how concentrated the vanilla bean flavor is, but there, if you had that bottle and you opened it up, it'd be the best smelling vanilla you've ever smelled in your life. You're
It's
like,
like you
wow, this
can't
is what
put too
vanilla is.
much. It's like you
Yeah.
can't put too much, since it's like, it's already, you know, dense. So that's why you just have to grind a little bit and then put the water, because you're going to taste it in the cake
Vanilla
while you're eating it.
frosting.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
and the whole bean may be usable. He's right. The whole bean may be usable in ways that just fancy chef shows can, throw out the husk. It's worth looking, just Googling online, can I use the whole, vanilla bean, how different ways people use it to maximize it.
but yeah, what to not forget what I was saying, about belief being close to knowing, if you know how to cross the line. An example of that is the internet. Back in the days, a lot of people believe, uh, you know, it's a lot of shit going on the internet, But once they find out how to come to the internet, how to get to the internet, right? Now they know a lot of things is going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we're talking about, how, there could be another form of belief, back in the day, that make people believe in angels. And you have to understand, the imagination is a valuable thing to the mind and the brain.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You know, it's the reason why they call, you know, they call TV television. Then they call it, you know, the image, right? They got image, right? So we have we gotta understand, like when we're looking at technology, it's basically it's a replica, right, of nature, right? In fact, we use natural
Well,
resources.
is it a replica of nature or is it an evolution of nature? Right?
It's a
Everything
replica.
technology uses came out of nature. So did nature create, like not create, but I mean, did nature produce all the stuff to actually
Uh,
have all of those? Yeah.
No, it's
I mean,
because nature itself is already technology. We just the people in power don't know how to use that technology, so that's why they make a replica of that. This is recreation. It's like children playing mommy and daddy in their house because they,
but
you
in
know,
essence, so I get what you're saying. So let's just use the trees as the Wi-Fi network. We'll just say trees are the Wi-Fi network. Even crows bounce signals off trees. Like again, I'm not saying that that's the case, but I'm just saying let's just use the, like all of nature works together as a system. You know, that then in nature is iron and rubber trees and all the and gold and silica and all the things that come together to create this phone, right? So I don't know that the trees aren't talking to the rocks and the rocks aren't sending out the information to the humans just like the trees do to the crows to say extract me, right? So I can't say that it's a recreation any more than I can say it's an evolution.
yeah, exactly, because you don't know. But I'm
Yeah.
telling you, right? Because belief is close to knowing, right? So I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, right? That it is a replica, right? Because I'm using the phone, right? And the internet, the phone right now to communicate to you. And I'm telling you,
Mm-hmm.
if you knew how to use nature, right, I could have communicated
Mm.
to you even better
Yes,
without
I see what
using
you're
the
saying.
phone, without using the
Yeah, the
phone,
grid,
you know,
yeah,
being
when the
part.
grid goes down, we can still have a conversation, right?
Yeah.
Because we knew how to use the crows and the trees and the rocks and the underground elements to convey the message. Hey, you there? You round, thug love? Yep, yep. You know, you want to chat? Yep. You know, and we're
But
just
not
sitting there
only
thinking
that,
at
we
one
knew
another.
how to project. We knew how to project, you know, into each other imagination, how to project thought. Like, you know, how, you know, like this conversation will be happening. You probably will be in a meditative state, right? You probably look like you laying down
But
meditating,
kind
right?
of like kind of like people that can have children and people that can't. Many people who have children would totally help those people who can't have children to bring joy into the world. Wouldn't we also, if you and I knew how to telepathically communicate and we came across people that actually couldn't, we tried to teach them, they didn't know, they looked just like us, wouldn't we help them communicate across vast distances? Wouldn't we be willing to say, hey, you may not be
Olive
able to
oil
do it
is
with your
mad
mind,
though.
but nature tells me, the trees tell me, if you pull out these rocks, you can make devices that allow you to communicate like me and Naga do. And what if even if it is a
What's a good
wiring,
supplement for olive
let's
oil?
just say, yeah, avocado oil is fantastic for cooking. It's a great one for raw and cooked.
I didn't even know I was unmuted because they got canola and vegetable oil. I'm just trying to get a small thing for a cake. It said to
Mm.
use olive oil. I'm not paying $15 for a little thing of olive oil. They're bugging.
Well, an olive oil cooked at too high a temperature creates a really weird flavor, in my opinion. Um,
A better flavor?
no, olive oil has a low boiling point, so it can actually burn easily. It's a better
Okay.
raw or tossed on at the end of cooking
What
something.
about canola oil or vegetable oil?
Well, you're talking to a caterer, so that's a go-to. Both of those are go-tos for restaurants. There's
Alright.
probably a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people
I'll
in
use
chat may beg
the
to differ.
soybean oil, vegetable. Or you think canola's better? Canola's a little darker than vegetable. I've always wanted to try peanut oil, but that's expensive stuff. One day I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, another reason peanut oil is used in deep fryers and stuff is it's got a very high boiling point, and it's cheaper to produce than an avocado oil. You would never use an olive oil in a deep fryer. No, 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 no. Gross.
Now I have to check
I
out.
think it's called a
Man,
boiling point or burn point. Sorry for the traffic noise.
oh,
No, you're good.
So what do you think about the idea that even if we knew that these other humans could telepathically communicate, but they didn't believe they could, and their own inability, that was their roadblock to it. So we instead helped them communicate across, we wanted to do business with them, let's say, right? They wanted to do business with us, and we're like, okay, well, why can't you, we can just think across continents. Oh, you can't? Oh, hey, let's see how we can figure that out. So we talk to the crows, and the crows talk to the rocks, and everything comes back and tells us how to, connect. I think
Yeah.
people would do that, help
So,
each other.
so you said it. If they didn't believe, first they will have to believe. If they don't believe, then therefore we can't uh teach them, right, or show them
Mm-hmm.
anything
Mm-hmm.
because the imagination station is not open. Because belief is in the imagination, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once you have a belief, right, you start to imagine things,
Yep.
right? So if you don't have that belief, you can't imagine, right? That form of communication that's going to lead you to know how to do it or see what people trying to show you that you already seeing yourself. Because the thing is not going to be outside of yourself or in us. It's going to be in the person already, the ability. So they're just going to develop that, harness that. It's just basically playing basketball. The skills, right, that you're going to have by going to practice, by learning, by watching, by doing all these things is not coming from outside. It's coming from inside of you. This is why it's going to become muscle memory. So it's going to come to a point like when you're in the game, you're just doing these things naturally. It's like breathing to you. It's like thinking to you, right? So you in the court, like everything. As soon as they come, yep, you
of
dribble
course
that,
they
yep,
don't have this.
into the paint, yep, you make the layup. You step back, you do the three,
Trying to get
right?
oregano oil.
You get what I'm saying, Beck?
Yep. Yes, I do.
And this is what separate, the strong from the weak, right? Is people that actually realize that, damn, like as much as I wanna blame people for the thing that happened to me, like I play a big role in that. So I'm about to start working in, on myself and on how I respond to these things, on how much I let these things affect me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then and eventually that hard work pays off compared to the people that stay doing the same shit. Like, nah, I know I'm right. They doing this, they doing that. So they never realize how much of a big role they play, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it happened to be weak. They might not be weak, but they just appear to be weak.
Yeah. it's like once you get, okay, so let's take the Loosh belief, okay? This idea that these entities or these elite or somehow use and take our life force, they loosh humans. If somebody is looshing me, okay, then I am more powerful than they are. That's a fact. If something needs my life force, whether it's good or bad to do good or bad with, then they are dependent on me. So like
Sometimes.
to complain about so if it's true, and okay, so even if I'm not more powerful, let's say they're more powerful, but they know how powerful I could be, and ergo they want to make sure that I don't realize my power. So they're not even doing anything with my power, they're just wasting it so that I don't discover my power. And I'm speaking about me in the general sense, like as an example of the looshie, as the person being looshed. If I believed that I was being looshed and that was happening to me, then why would I participate in their system by running around being a negative person, perpetuating all the negativity, being a spokesperson for them? Like people say online, you have these people who go against you, these people who judge you and criticize you and make content of you. And don't worry, they're your biggest advertisers. Well, who are you in chat walking around screaming, oh, we're just here to be looshed by the elite, and oh, my life is great, I'm online telling everyone how advertising for the elite looshing off us? Like, you're actually giving your power. Right now, I'm actually giving my power to this. I've already had these thought exercises by myself. I don't need to have them with other people to justify what I know, like Naga is saying. But I, for some reason, care to express to the people how nonsensical it is to believe that people would be constantly taking something from you, that if it's so powerful they can take it from you, then you have the power to make sure they can't, and they don't. End of story. And then on to new topics, right? Instead of preaching for 3 years or 4 years in the meat suit and nobody knows what happens after life, but I do. I know enough to say I hate this life, and I'm going to run around online saying that stuff. Again, the person I'm talking to knows who I'm talking to, but I care, right? Because I'm not the unhappy one. Even if I'm not fully happy, I'm projecting a little bit there. But
Another form
anyway.
of that is that it's a tactic of competition, right?
Yeah.
Is competing for the same trophy, right? For the same title, right? You have a whole bunch of teams in the NFL, the NBA, the soccer league, baseball,
Yeah.
and so forth, right? That's competing for the same title, right? So the tactic of competition is right is picking right at the weakness of each other when we all got weakness, right? Because we performing for the title, right? Or it's like uh
Do you mean
we all
like to
we all
win an
trying.
argument, kind of like to be right?
No, it's not to be right because I'm saying we all right. We all is right. So now it's about the performance. Is who performed the best, right? That's what I said. Is the tactic of competition. People do it in high school. Who can clown the best? Who can you know be funny the best? Who can play the best? Who can do the best? Right? But at the end of the day, right? All team can do it, right? So they're trying to show they did their best by picking at the weakness, right? The weak point of each other. So it's a tactic of competition. Like if I could be the best, right, at showing
I'm
how
back.
weak, right? If I could be the best at showing how weak you are, right, I could get the
Yeah.
title.
Yeah.
It's like if I could show a girl how much less of a man you are, she going to pick me, right? because a
Mm,
woman want a man. So if me and another man, right, is competing for the same woman, right, I got, it's not about, I can't go and try to come at her. No, I gotta perform for her. So I gotta show her between me and this nigga why she gotta pick me, right? So I'm gonna show her how much less of a man that he is, right?
You
So this
can't
is
mhm.
tactical
perform, he's
competition.
gonna kick you out the bedroom. Oh, my bad.
This is tactical
Um,
competition. But I was just adding to what you were saying.
No, I can appreciate it because that viewer, that chatter looks at me, my hope, my beliefs, how I portray myself, and sees it as weakness, right? They see those as my weakness, right? Like I'm not saying it's a weak part of the argument, right? In their belief system of loosh and meat suit, et cetera, right? So yet I'm responding not because I think I'm weak, but because I think that what I'm responding to what I see as the weaknesses in their belief system, not necessarily to win. You're right. But it's interesting when you say tactile too, like it's tactical. Tactile is to touch, right? And so in essence, yeah, it's interesting to see how those forces move against each other, right?
Yeah. And they're trying to involve you when they're performing for you. They want you to choose them, right? Like it
Yeah,
just played in front of you, right? Just now, you just seeing, right? How they're looking for somebody that's not even there, right?
yeah,
Performing, right? For that person to choose them, and that person is not even there, bro. So why you performing for them to pick you? They're not even there, like, right? So I'm saying that's what people do.
you know what's crazy?
It's a pick
Does
me.
anyone know how to ban people? Like, you can't even ban people. You can only hide them. That's fucking ridiculous.
Oh, the
Not
only
that
way
they
you can
can't
ban,
just get a fake account. They'll just get a fake account and come back. I gave
yeah,
Nemesis the benefit of the doubt. Every time he comes here, I gotta boot him out. I knew he was just building up. He always starts off nice, same routine with that fucking clown. Uh, I wasn't gonna let him up, but I said, you know what? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt once again. But
Who that?
him
What
dropping
happened?
the N word in the back. Oh, that's the what? Matter of fact, that's why I banned him last time. Was dropping the N word. Was it him?
yeah. Oh, yeah. He
Yeah.
he never won't. He never won't drop it somewhere from what I've seen, whether it's in out
He
of his mouth or in the back chat.
he was already trying to get me to you know, flip out. I could tell by the way he's questioning and not even letting me answer it. I was like, oh, okay. This dude wants to play fucking games. He just goes around like because he wants attention or something. He goes around trolling for attention. He must be a lonely guy or something.
But that's what resistance create. Resistance create tension, right?
Hmm.
And then this is why energy, take the path of least resistance. Because resistance create
Where did
tension.
I hear that from? I heard that before in a saying, Kung Fu saying, take the path of the least resistance. Where the fuck did I hear that? I think that was on Ghost Dog. No, it was in a Kung Fu movie, I think. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
So this is why thug love don't want no tension with nobody, right? He coming with that tough
Who
love,
don't?
right?
Who?
He coming with that, that sweet love and that tough love, but he don't want no tension, right?
Who don't want tension?
And thug love. I know a lot of people gonna be saying, Naga, what the fuck is
The
you saying? I need
glove.
thug love. What is you talking about? But I got this from Naga.
The glove? You said the glove?
No, thug love. Thug Love.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
his name.
It's hard to hear because I got fucking a hoodie on with my
I
jacket
told you,
over it.
bro. Charles, I told you this was gonna be my new thing. I know a lot of niggas gonna be saying, Naga, what the fuck is you saying? I mean thug love. But I got this from Naga. I told you that's gonna be my thing. Right? A lot of people are gonna be saying, what the fuck is Naga talking about? I mean thug love, but I got this from Naga. Naga is the master teacher. But now though, that ass, right? So this is why I'm not trying to create no tension, or I'm not, uh you know, creating that type of energy, right? I mean, resistance, right? Because it's going to cause tension, and when tension got released, it's coming with a lot of force, right? With a
Mm-hmm.
destructive force. This is why when people finally uh 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 break out, or finally put their foot down, they say enough and enough is enough. They lash out, right? Some people black out, right?
Yeah.
So it's because they've been holding so much in, right, for so long. So now they're letting it all out, and it's coming with a force. It's coming with rage. It's coming with chaos, violence, whatever, abuse, whatever, right? So we gotta allow the energy to come in, or not to come in, right? Because when we still come in, it's like the energy is staying. We just gotta have to know how to allow the energy to flow, right? Let the
Mm-hmm.
energy flow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And go about his way, right? We're not
Mm-hmm.
holding the energy in. Somebody coming in, they saying some negative shit, boo, 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 rah, 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 right? All right, we're not holding that in. We're letting that energy flow, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say, Naga, just, just wrap a
Nah.
condom around his name for protection.
Wow. Amen. Amen. But yeah, that's you feel me? That's thug love. You feel me? That's crazy. When I got asked Naga, yo, why you wrap a condom around your, you know what I'm saying? Your name for protection, bro. But yeah, that's why I think that's where that saying come. If it don't apply, let it fly, right? Y'all heard that before, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it don't apply, let it fly. If the shoe don't fit, right? You don't,
Yep.
you
Don't wear it.
don't work, right? So it's the same thing, right? I'm saying with the energy, you know, uh, we have to know how to let the energy flow, because trying to hold that, resist against that energy is going to create tension that might be detrimental to your house, and it's going to come in the most unexpected way, right? Which is from within.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they say, yo, don't hold no grudges, man. You know, don't hold nothing in. Don't hold nothing against nobody. Don't hold no grudges. Don't hold this. Don't hold that. Right? Let go. Let the energy flow. Let me see what's going on in the chat.
It's wild. It took away the option to put the fucking chat up there. I don't have that option no more. Is it just me?
I don't know. It's a
They probably-
toggle. It's a toggle in a setting. I haven't been in my StreamYard studio in like 4 months, 3.5, 4 months. So
Yeah,
can't
they
remember.
probably took it out. Not many people use it. I know I didn't use it all the time because if I'm showing pictures, it gets in the way.
Sometimes they have a feature allowed in one tier of a plan, and then they, upgrade it to try and upgrade you to a higher plan too. So
A lot of haters on YouTube. Like, I know Bex knows, fucking Naga knows, a lot of people know. I had to find out. It sucks, like, so many people I thought were cool, like, I think a lot of people want to test my fucking patience. Certain people.
Yeah, Naga knows a lot of things. That's what makes him the master teacher, right? When you go around make everything about you, right? This is the this is the best leadership, right? There is to be, right? Because you lead by example, right? So when you make everything about you, you being right the example for everything, right? And this is why everybody, or this is why a lot of people might hate Naga, right? Because they're going around saying that, look, no, it's not about me. It's not about me. And then they wonder why they're left out, right? They go into the story, they can't find themselves. They're not putting themselves in the story, and they wonder why the story is not about them, right? They live in an environment, right, where they don't see themselves in their environment, and they wonder why their environment, right, is making them sick, right, and wonder why their environment is not in alignment with them. Right? It's because you're not making
What's
it
up,
about.
Yahweh? Oh, my bad. I thought you were done.
Now you got it. You got it,
Man,
bro.
like, Bex had, oh, I'm taking this can, and then people just be throwing cans out. I save my bottles. I don't care. They're already taking the 10 cents from me when I buy them. Anyway, like, people were messing with Bex to the point she even closed their channel down. I don't know. I thought in the beginning when I first started, I thought, I don't want to call it a movement, but I thought I would start, fuck it, I'll call it I don't want to call it a movement, just a place to build and speculate and shit, but I didn't realize a lot of YouTube is filled with trolls and fucking assholes that wouldn't do half the shit they do in real life. They only do it because they're on a fucking keyboard. But
well, and I appreciate the compassion. I also, though, just it is definitely the main reason I shut my channel down is actually to influence the people. I learned that my deletions, my absence, the less I do to the point of actually take away has more effect than what I do or say. Not that I'm trying to affect people, but when you have this motion of groups of people who, all, like, for lack of a better word, hobby hate together, they will find that, and they've already found their limerent object, as it's called, you know. So to remove had so much more influence, you know, like they seek and they, you know, it's so fucking strange. People have no idea my email, you know, my Bex Factor email, my, you know, Discord. I'm very, I don't actually let a lot of people in because people are crazy. So, and again, so just, you know, I appreciate the compassion, and yeah, it is related, but ultimately I had no discipline when I first came out here. I was so drawn to all of this. And through the process of the resistance and the tensions and the responses and the learning, like Naga was talking about, you know, letting it flow, you know, as he was saying that yesterday, I had just brought my channel back up. I did a live stream, and I had given a bunch of wrenches out before I shut the channel down, partly because I wanted to find people's channels to hide and block them, to do the hide and block game, to have them talk and blah, 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 to eventually shut the channel down so that they would do their thing, because they're fucking nuts. That's all I can. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to play crazy games. I don't want to do anything underhanded in sock accounts like they all do. I want to do and show and be and accountable for how I engage. So anyways, my point is I'm still a so-called junkie of YouTube. I spend more time on it than I think I want to. We do a lot of that stuff in our lives, but I have discipline. I have discipline I didn't have 2.5 years ago. I have discipline to shut my channel down and not live stream for 3 months and pop it up and then be good-natured. So one last thing I'll say is I was going to take all the wrenches away, and I thought, I couldn't decide who to take it from and who to give it to. And I was looking at the list and seeing all these fucking sock accounts that haven't been around since I disappeared anywhere. Okay. And I thought, nope, I'm just going to leave the wrenches up. And everybody kept coming in saying hello. And even, you know, some of these people that people might think I hide from. And I gave him a wrench. I saw him in there in his sock account. I called him his sock account name. I was like, dude, show up in your real account, right? And he was like, and I'm not laughing because I enjoy this as much as what I do enjoy is not being in conflict. I'm not interested in being in conflict. It may look like I was because I took it on, and, you know, but that's the thing about this drama game on YouTube. If you won't back down, they won't back down. So, you know, I'm not interested in creating tension, perpetuating tension, you know. So anyways, I appreciate you guys letting me say all that, because, you know, it is true. There have been times, first time I shut my channel down, I was fucking fuck this shit, you know. Definitely.
Naga wanted all the smoke. When Naga was around, he wanted tension with. You see how you say you don't want? Naga wanted me too. I don't want no tension. This is thug love. But yeah, when Naga was around, he wanted all the smoke. My bad. Go ahead.
What's up,
I
y'all?
appreciate that.
The Most High, bro. The Most High.
Nice to see you, Yahweh.
Red light.
Great light. Nice mean stupid, but I got you, sir. The social media was made for dragons, Transformers. If you don't want to be a Transformer, you're not gonna be popular on YouTube. Or any of them.
What do you mean by transformer? Adaptable?
No, you know, rainbowish.
Oh.
Yeah, so those that balance the knowledge of good and evil, well, you know, they become famous or popular.
You ain't lying.
Which is scales, which is balanced scales. Good and evil, ugly, pretty, smart, stupid, skinny, fat, scales. which is to me scales of a dragon or the evil one.
But those who keeping it concealed is already popular.
It's not concealed. It's only concealed to those that can't hear it, because they out in the open. They out there.
You know what I'm
They
saying? The
always
good and the bad, the good and the evil.
the knowledge of it.
Yeah, you got those who keep it concealed,
No,
right?
it's not concealed. They out in the open. They out there. They always was out in the open. It's
Well,
I
what
think
I'm talking about, when God said, "Don't eat from the, from the tree of knowledge." I mean, from the knowledge of, from the tree of knowledge and good and evil. To me, that was God keep it concealed. It's kind of like when He told, was it what prophet? He told him, "Look, write these." I think it was Daniel. He told him, "Write these things down, right, and do not, speak, you know." And keep this book open or keep these words, kind of concealed. I'm paraphrasing, until a certain time.
but when I'm not saying you personally, when one go to school, they gain the knowledge of punishment and reward, which is
Hmm.
good. It was always there. The balance of scales where you learn to measure with a ruler, good
So
and
you're
evil.
basically saying there is no measurement. There is no measurement for good.
For God, or measurement for God. Yeah, yeah, because only God is good. I mean, according to the scripture, those that's in the scripture. Not saying, you know,
Amen. Yeah, yeah,
it got to be your real life though, right? Your real life got to be true.
yeah.
Yeah. So don't go to the desert looking for them. Look for the truth right there where you at.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is all about, like you were saying, everything about me.
Hmm.
Everything is roundabout. Everything is about you,
Hmm.
which is the truth.
Hmm.
And one's life don't match up to the world. Like one's life, it's not exciting as entertainment. So people don't want to hear the truth of your life. What you had for breakfast, or you got to wash clothes later on the day. People don't want to hear that. They want to hear about what Donald Trump doing or something.
Yeah, but but that's Naga, man. Right now they're looking for Naga everywhere. They can't find him. You know. But this is Thug Love. You know what I'm saying? So they can't be coming for Thug Love. Thug Love got this shit from Naga. If y'all
Mm.
ever hear Thug Love saying some shit like Yahweh just said, it's because he got it from Yahweh and Naga. So y'all can't be coming for Thug Love, right? I'm letting y'all know right now. Don't be coming for Thug Love, man. He
My
got
name
this shit
Ronnie,
from
but
Yahweh and Naga.
they call me Yahweh. So blessed is he that come in the name of the Lord.
Amen. Amen.
Man, social media was made for transformers.
Yeah.
Like they show those so-called reptilians images of TV broadcasters. Transformers, robots in disguise.
Yep.
You know, when you get educated, you could think a robot is made of metal and, plastic. A human being could be a robot.
See, that's what I was gonna say. When you're educated, you think you literally explain yourself like you're a robot. You're talking about, look, and I got iron in my body, I got metal in my body, I got. So you saying you a robot? I got electricity in my body. That's a robot. Robots got electricity. They got
Yeah, we are a
iron.
robot.
They got metal, right?
A
So
zombie is a robot, or a robot is a zombie.
yeah,
JK said people don't want to hear the truth. What's happening in real time at all. That's true. What's up, Mac?
Hey, how you doing?
It's lame.
I had an answer to your question there. Is the government for our own good? Maybe not. But people seem to want to be ruled, though.
Yeah.
People
Let me
like
send
having a
you an
ruler.
email.
You know, they like having the big daddy government, or they like having big daddy God, and somebody to rule over them, and
You still here, Eyes Wide Shut?
but Big Daddy do rule though. God, God, God is the only one ruling.
Yeah, but they want a nice false version of that.
Elaborate.
Huh? They want to
I'm
go
gonna put an
to church
email for you,
and
Eyes
not
Wide
have
Shut.
to. They want to sit in a pew and give some money and then just go about their lives. They don't want to actually do anything,
Be nice.
right?
They want a nice life. So.
You just do your confessional and everything's good. You don't have to change who you are or grow or anything like that. You know,
Yeah, you just gotta stay a child.
do your prayers and that'll make everything good.
Really change when they get
Yep.
educated.
Yeah,
I
you
wake up before I go to bed. I tell myself it's gonna be a good day tomorrow, a brand new, refreshing start. Every morning I wake up and I think the story. My eyes open.
I think, are you trying to be a better you?
Always.
There you go.
Education is a religion.
Yep,
School
that's
is
religion too. Good one though.
which kind of branches off to all other religions.
Not really. Because they don't promote change. They don't really promote change.
No, when you get educated, no, when you're not English and you get English education, you've been changed.
I'm still trying to see how Max is trying to
I'm
be a
talking about
better
inward
him if
change.
Max is the only one. Yeah,
Yeah,
Max, if you're the only one, how are you how is that you trying to be a better you? If you're the only one.
Oh, well, in this life, we have to interact with each other. So I always try to make my interaction with other people positive.
So how many you existing in this life?
How many what?
How many you? How many you, Max? How many you exist in this life?
How many of me exist in this life?
Yeah.
I don't know. I suppose every other version of me that I was.
Ain't that mean you the only one?
I'm the only one that I can perceive it from. Yeah.
All right. So how is it that you're trying to be a better you if you're the only one?
which is already perfect.
It's called self-introspection. You have to look at yourself. Don't look at the outside world. Look inside.
That's what I'm saying. If it's only you, wherever you look, right?
Yeah.
All you see is you.
Well,
So
you're me.
so
Well, you're
therefore,
me, right? Right now, I'm doing the internal work of interacting with myself through you.
Out there is in there, right? Your reflection on all things.
Yeah.
which is already you, which is you.
Yeah.
So
Which is
we,
perfect.
That's what I said.
right,
Which is one is perfect already.
exactly.
Why is
He
me
turned
trying to
from-
argue with me?
No, this is not an argument.
Why am I trying to argue with myself?
I'm just going to interrupt to say goodbye, guys. Thank you so much for having me, Charles. Good to see you, Max. Nice to see you, Thug Love, and Yahweh, and everyone in chat. I'll catch you next time.
Beck?
Great light.
Bye for now.
Okay.
Which is one is perfect already.
Yep.
If you fuck up, you're perfectly fucking up.
Yep.
Sometimes you could drop something and they break and turn into art, right?
Yeah.
See, that's why government is just an extension of us, and we are the government. Government is us, so we must want to be governed.
Yeah. Want to be mind controlled.
Yeah.
Which is you get what you ask
It's
for.
easier, right? It should be a lot easier. All
Maybe
that
for some
thinking and stuff gets in the
Which,
way.
which is you get what you ask for.
Yeah.
If a man didn't want to whoop my
I gotta
ass,
watch the game. I gotta watch the game. I gotta go dancing. You know.
Yeah, the man didn't want me, I'd probably be all right with it. That's why I can see it.
I love my AI overlords.
You love yourself.
See, we should love government. Then we can be loving ourselves. Right? Maybe we're just not loving government the right way at the moment.
Do the animals love government?
They certainly obey hierarchies.
Only humans can come up with this stuff, man.
I don't know. What about a queen ant? Right?
See, that's the human.
Or a lion who's got a pride, right?
How do we know that the ant
don't
is
mind me, guys.
calling itself a queen? Right?
Humans want the pride.
How do we know that the ant is calling itself a queen?
That's
Or
what
the
I'm
bee
saying.
is calling itself a queen
Only
bee?
humans can see that stuff.
Well,
I'm
they
a
treat it
queen
like a
bee.
queen.
What, Beck's left?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up, Bex, if you watch this later. Hold
A
on.
rose by any other name would smell as sweet. A queen treated as well as a queen would still be a queen, right? By any other name.
So earlier we was talking about things being proved to be right. Nothing can be provable, right?
It's all
Everything is just factual, right? Meaning that people coming together in groups and agree, right? This is how or this is what they want things to be, right? And you can see this pattern everywhere. Animals do it, right? And humans do it, right? Bugs do it, right? So that's just what it is. It's just factual. It's just people either agree or disagree on things, right? But when it comes to prove, right, nobody can prove nothing because everything is already is what it is. When you're looking at the tree, right, or what you call a tree, you can't prove it is nothing. You can't prove it is what you say it is. You can't prove it is what you call it. It is because it's already presenting
the
itself
ocean
to
and
be.
tell them it's called the ocean. Do you think they'd agree?
What?
If I dumped pushed somebody's head under the water in the ocean and told them that it was the ocean, do you think they'd have to agree?
No, but if a group of
Okay.
that's not is not
I drown 'em.
you don't get what I'm saying. I'm saying
Bang, bang, boom, biggie.
the agreement had take place based on a group. So a group of if the agreement don't take place based on a group is not factual. So if a group of people, right, and holding somebody, holding somebody, they put their head in the ocean and they say is the ocean, this is going to be a fact. It's going to be a fact because a group of people agree to
Only
that.
if everybody agrees on it.
It's a
What?
funny picture. If your wife decides to get fake boobs and fake lips, this is what's gonna happen when she passes.
That hey,
When I
that's your
seen
ex.
this,
That's your ex, Charles.
yeah, her name was Silicone Sally.
Damn, rest in peace, Sally.
Look
Mm-mm-mm.
at her
Well, that-
silicone boob. That's funny, man. This picture's hilarious.
But you see what I'm saying, Max? You might not agree with it, but that's a fact. If a group of people agree on the same thing, it become a fact, and you
The
can
fuck?
fact check it, and you can fact check it by by the group of people that agreed on it because they're all going to say the same thing.
which is a lie.
What?
Listen to the experts.
Literally, which is a lie, which is a made up lie.
Well, but if we agree on it, it's okay.
No, I'm not
When
saying
you
it's
do,
okay.
you do.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
when
not
you
saying
do,
it's
you do.
okay. I'm saying it's a fact.
People would love for you to be nice with them.
You have a lot of things
Look at
that's
it.
okay, but you have a lot of things that's okay, but they're not. But it's
Well,
not
that's
a
a cool
fact.
pick.
Everyone in the
I
world
wonder
is
what
nice.
these things were, man.
I don't know.
These Star Force.
I thought maybe they were like for separating different elements, right? Because they have different levels and stuff. Wonder if
I
they
was
did
just
it by
gonna
like
say that. You see how
by
they're
like
stacked up?
gravity. Yeah, gravity separation of some sort, maybe. That was
You
one of
don't,
them.
hey Charles, you don't see that. You don't see that shit look like them Chinese them Chinese ball that these warriors be having, them ninjas be having.
Maybe it's like a giant
Oh,
fucking gold. You know, one of those gold pans.
You see what I'm talking
you're
about, Charles?
talking about
The
you're
caltrop,
talking about the
caltrop,
guillotine and shit.
I don't know what they call it, but it's like
caltrop,
it's a weapon. That's what I
And
see.
it's
caltrop.
onto a rope. It's on a metal string, right? Or
Or
a
a
rope,
mace,
Yeah,
and they throw it.
mace or a morning
That's what
star.
it does look like. A
yeah.
guillotine. Yeah, you're right. The headless wait, not the headless horseman. It's a kung fu movie. The dude had the guillotine. I forgot what it was called. But dude was blind. And he used to go by sound. He was nice. The thing, he would shoot it, it would go and it'll go
You
over the
know how I
head.
know. You know how I know exactly that's what it was because I know it's a deaf culture. I know everything in here, right, have to do with death, right? This is the underworld, right? It's darkness. So everything you see is evil. It might just be dressed up, you
Naga
know.
is just freestyling now.
Yeah, he's
Ah,
not
go ahead.
surprising on us.
My bad. Go ahead. You got it.
Full on black pilled Gnostic. I love it.
I thought I heard Naga. You know, that's the master
Funny
teacher.
guillotine.
If
Kung
Naga is
fu.
here, bro, I gotta let him get the mic.
Did the Naga rule us in the past?
What?
Do you think the
I hope not.
Nagas ruled us in the past? The snake people,
But
the Nagas.
I might have to ask.
You're
I
right.
might have to ask Naga.
Hmm.
But I think Naga is, is some way, somewhere. He royal though, so I
The
don't
snake
know.
people, they're snake people, right? Nagas?
I don't know about snake people.
Yeah.
That word in itself don't even make sense.
Yeah,
Snake people.
in Indian culture, the Nagas is a snake being, a humanoid snake being in some depictions.
Nagas are awesome.
Yeah.
Those snakes. Snake beings.
I gotta ask Naga. I don't know.
Look, I'm gonna show you. You gotta go watch this movie, man. Anyway, let me see. Let me show this real quick.
Oh, one right, JK, yeah. Yeah, JK, I showed that device now that can read your thoughts and write them out for you too.
When you're talking about a snake people, it sounds like you're talking about like Jesus, right? Y'all
Mm,
talking about
Am
something.
I? Okay.
You're talking about
The
something that's a
serpent on the
happy.
cross.
I
You're
didn't
talking
have that thought, but I guess you as I did.
you're talking about something that's a half human and that's a half snake,
Well, I don't
or
know. They
that's a
might be
half
their own.
human. That's a half something else. It's kind of like how they say Jesus was a half human being. He was a half God or something.
He
Oh,
was a half God. There were 16 Jesuses. I'm gonna read that book.
yeah.
Can't wait to read
If
it.
you look up Spinoza, he says that Jesus never said he was like God incarnate. You know, so
Look,
the whole.
this is the movie you want to
But
see.
anyway.
I'm talking about like the
This is
Son of God.
look.
Well,
Nah,
sure.
bro, you
Some
gotta
people
see this
believe that.
movie.
I guess.
This is the movie you want to see, Naga. Master of the Flying Guillotine. The old man's blind. He got my favorite symbol, the swastika.
He's
It's
The
not
old
chopping.
man
racist.
blind, you say?
He's blind.
It's crazy because Naga is the blind man, right? And Naga
Yeah.
got he got the blind man gospel.
But do you know what this guillotine does? When he
Yeah.
throws it, it lands over your head. And when he pulls the string, blades come out and cut your head off, but your head remains in the guillotine.
Yeah.
It's fucking dope.
Shit.
Yep.
He chops a lot
It's
of
a
head.
good movie.
You think that
This
shit is
is one of
dope?
my favorites.
You think that shit is dope?
Matt,
You think that
what?
shit is dope? You fucking evil, motherfucker.
No, it's
Nah, I'm just
creative.
It is gay.
Master of the Flying Guillotine and The Wandering Monk are my two favorite, probably kung fu's. And the 36 Chambers and Wu-Tang vs. Shaolin is a good one too. There's so many kung fu movies, I didn't realize how many there were. One day I went on a binge, and for months straight, 2 months straight, I think it was, I watched over 300 movies, I think. And every day I'd watch like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, there was a lot of them produced back in the 70s.
Yep.
Ton of them.
And they're good. They're awesome. And you start hearing like shit the RZA used in his albums and stuff. And what other people use, you'll hear it come up.
But then these movies start to be gay, right? You can see that with the Rush Hour, right? You can see that all these.
Oh yeah, Rush Hour is gay. Look who's in it. Chris Tucker is a good actor and he's funny, but
Jackie Chan, and motherfucking Bruce Lee and motherfucking Jet Li was already gay.
D-Wave computing.
They was already gay. So they just needed, a black, a black person,
who's
to
gay?
validate, because black is the biggest evil, right? Black mean evil. So this shit had to be, basically get initiated by the black, right? That culture, right? That's what it turned. But at one
So
point,
Kung Fu's gay now?
no, it's not kung fu that's gay, right? But it's the culture, right? They
Stop
use.
saying
Hold on,
right.
right quick. Hold on, right quick. You have to understand what these people do. They use, right, truth to promote, right, that weird shit, right? So whether it's kung fu, right, whether it's dance, whether it's music, right, whether it's art, right, they use all of that, right, to promote that weird shit. It's not that these things is weird, but they use these things to promote, right?
You said it. I mean,
They crawling around sweating on a mat with each other, smelling each other's half-white bottom, whatever. Y'all,
Cause these things used to be with women, right? It never used to be man and man, right? Doing nothing. It used to be, a man and a woman, right? Dancing. Or a man singing to a woman singing to a man. It was never a whole bunch of men gang out together, singing, touching up on each other, doing dancing up on each other, doing all type of shit. That's weird.
yeah, men rapping to you on the radio. They getting their rap on. They hollering at you. Man, all right.
I'll tell you one rapper who's fucking light in the wrist. Birdman. I seen a video of him live on stage. He's like calling men up on the stage, while the other guys are calling women. He's calling men up.
Yeah, cause that shit is
Birdman
gang.
might be a female.
Bird gang.
All that stuff freaky, man.
Eyes Wide Shut. Did you send something? I was just wondering, so I'll look.
Michael Jackson say he's bad.
Or whenever you send it, I'll get it.
And what's so weird about it is that people do this shit too on the panel, bro. On the panel, they was trying to jump on you, bro, jump on your back, like chasing you around, like doing all that
Don't-
weird shit, bro. And
Yeah.
it's a live stream, it's a panel, like get off my back, bro, like stop chasing me around, right?
People, they love to see Mandingos wrestle. They love to see that stuff.
Mandingo. Look, JK said artificial. Oh, hold up. Artificial intelligence will be realized that it is the most weaponized device system to track and follow everyone. Judge them as a tool will be used by police. If I find you 90% guilty, you will go to prison. We're already guilty and have to prove our innocence. I realized when I was I think I was 12, I got arrested for carrying a weapon on school grounds, and wasn't even my high school. And that was the beginning of me starting to realize that you're guilty till you prove your innocence. Because if it was innocent to proving guilty, they wouldn't fucking arrest you and make you bond out or put you in the fucking prison cell until you can bond out. That means you're guilty to proven innocent.
That's what they do in China. There are no false charges. You're always guilty. You just go for sentencing.
Charles, technology will vanish without human being interaction. You can even do a small experiment with your phone. Take your phone, right, and put it somewhere in your room, and don't interact with it for like a week or 2 weeks or
That's until they
3 weeks,
that's until they have self-replicating and self-repairing.
depending on the phone that you have, and go back and see what's gonna happen. It's going to be dead. You're going to touch it. It's going to be no charge, right?
Your Roomba will come and save it.
That phone, that
Roomba to
cell
the
phone-
rescue.
Oh, just because
Hold
it
on.
ain't on, don't mean it ain't pinging a signal. It still
Hold
does.
on, right quick, bro. That phone, right, needs you to charge it, right, so it can come back on.
It's backed
So-
up though on the cloud.
So
All
hold on.
these phones are backed up on clouds.
You can still use
Yeah.
the camera and microphone, or the camera and
That's
yeah,
not that.
Yep.
That means that's not the phone. Yeah, we need to quit. We need to quit thinking that.
Well, hold on.
We need to quit thinking that Google and YouTube is the phone. The internet is the internet. Just because these phones come with these apps, don't mean that
You need to look
these-
into the military, Naga. The
you
military.
are the internet, Naga. Your body's part of it.
Look,
So.
No, listen
the
to what I'm
CIA
saying, bro.
The
Listen to what I'm
CIA
saying.
can listen to you without your phone even being on. The guys are saying these phones. That's why the batteries never leave them.
Man.
Listen, bro.
The
They
bat
use the
the
phone to
batteries
promote.
never leave the phone for a reason. You can't take the battery out. Therefore,
They
for
been
that
doing that
reason.
before the phone. The phone is
Listen,
just a cover up to accept it. It's been going on, like remote viewing class, Max, remote viewing.
Yeah, they're doing that too.
It's been going on before the cell phone.
listen though. Exactly. All of that shit been going on, right? What I'm saying is that just like your phone needs you to charge it, right? So you could see what's going on, so you could see what the phone is basically plugged into or is basically tapping into is the same way. People have to monetize the internet. The internet is not monetizing itself. If nobody interacting with the internet, right? The internet would just vanish. Literally. It would just vanish.
That's not going to happen.
It's been going on since the days of Noah. They had internet then.
Yep.
The phone is the cover, like where you can accept it. But they been listening. They even when being listening to you.
Fact.
You are the internet, man. So you're sending signals through you right now.
No, I'm the
Data
internet.
packets,
I'm the
data
internet.
packets,
I'm the internet, not the
little data
internet.
packets are surging through your body as we speak.
Which is the world is
Probably
gay.
porn. It's usually porn. 90% of the internet is porn. So little
Which is
porn
the world
packets going through your body.
is gay. Happy. The world is happy.
Yeah, to me, the internet needs your interaction. This is why it advertising itself to you. Soon as you wake up, you can go to sleep, right? You won't get no notification waking you up unless somebody, right, giving you a direct call, right? But all your apps on your phone, they won't basically interrupt you from your sleep. But soon as you wake up, you start to get your notification. Your phone was in the room, right, for like 2 or 3 hours. You was in the living room. You ain't had no notification come on. Soon as you step in your room, boom, you start to get notification. Boom. Now all of a sudden, you gotta go grab your phone to see who's that, what, to check out the notification,
Yeah.
because the internet is letting you know, look, hey, I'm here, come interact with me. Just like when you watch these movies, right, these AI movies, right, these smart home or these smart movies, right, you see, soon as the person wake up, the house is talking to you, good morning, such and such, what do you want me to do for you? Oh, how is your day? How did you sleep today? They want you to interact with them. They don't want you to just get up and go and operate or on your own. They want to feel needy. And I'm telling you, that's how the internet is. It's a simulation. It wants to simulate you. It's letting you know, hey, I'm here. I'm trying to simulate you. Which parts you want me to simulate? Is it your mind? Is it your feet? They want me to play a song to make you feel good. That's the internet.
The worship of hit the bell.
Don't forget to hit the bell. Yeah, we should be paid for that, for being wetware.
One day all the stuff will be cut off.
Oh yeah, yeah. What they'll do, they want to just make us nodes. We'll be nodes and data storage for them. That's their plan anyway. We'll see how well it goes.
You are being paid. You are being paid to be quiet,
Well, I paid
right?
for internet, paid for my computer.
Because You can't tell nobody nothing. You can't speak on what you see because you will pay for it,
Couldn't
right?
be here unless I
Listen,
wasn't paying for it.
listen though to what I'm saying, right? People pay, right, for what they say, right? So therefore, you pay for it,
Well, yeah, we paid for the system too. We built the system. Your tax dollars built the systems that you're using.
right? So therefore, you remain quiet because you already got paid. So people that got paid, they be
I
quiet,
didn't get paid.
and
I,
people that
I actually paid out. So
You guys,
Dollars ain't
uh,
dead.
you guys want to talk for a little longer, or you guys have stuff to do? Cause I
I'm
was
here.
gonna
I don't
jump
got
off
nothing to do.
yeah, I'm
and
gonna take
cook.
off.
Yeah.
All right.
I got a whole another hour.
Thanks for having me up, Charles. Good talking to you
All
guys.
right.
Have a good day.
Have a good day, Max. Thanks for coming by. Um. Well, yeah. If y'all want to chop it up, I'll leave it open behind. You guys could chill. Um. I'll shut it down on YouTube, but y'all could stay and chop it up.
Yeah, bro, I got a whole another hour.
I ain't doing that.
But yeah, where I was at with it.
I have no clue.
Where my weed at?
Yeah, digital currency is gonna be a nightmare, man. That
It's
shit's gonna
not,
be
bro.
easy to hack. People are gonna be getting hacked left and right. The government is gonna have more control. Like people, this whole world has went dumb. Like
The currency is already digital, bro.
somewhat.
Most of the money that we think we have is numbers, man.
Yeah,
You
we
see,
let it happen.
numbers, there is no money there. When you go to the bank, you see you got 10,000, right? You see, it says 10,000 is numbers there, right? You don't see no money when you open your bank account, right? You don't see money there. You see numbers. That lets you know that the currency is already been digitalized, right?
So what do
If
you guys want to do? Cause I gotta start doing this cooking and stuff.
Oh.
Are you
not
gonna
guys,
stay on here with Naga Yahweh or?
Yeah, I said I ain't got nothing to do. I'm still here.
All right, I'm gonna shut YouTube down. But
They might not want it. I don't know. I don't know what they want.
you gonna end the live?
yeah,
Oh, all right, no problem.
They might want to listen though. I don't know. It's your channel, bro.
what do you guys want to do in the chat?
Yeah, drop a one in the chat if y'all want him to end the live stream, and drop a two if y'all want him to keep it going. Drop a
There's only
one if y'all
7
want him
people
to
in here.
drop a one if y'all want him to keep it going, and drop a two if y'all want him to end the chat. One to keep it going, two to end the stream.
Now there's 6 people. Now there's 7 again. Mark wants a Snicker bar in his back jar.
Hey, dude.
Hey yo.
Hey.
I remember my bunkie when I was locked up, I was in the dorms. I don't remember if it was my first, second, third time. It don't matter. But my fucking bunkie put a little Snicker bar on my bed, yo. And the saying is, I remember the first time I went to county locked up. There's like a rumor saying if someone puts a Snicker bar on your bed, don't eat it. There's many different stories people have said about people putting shit on your bed, but especially a Snicker bar. That's people. That's crazy shit, man.
And I don't hurt it all, but most of this crazy shit never happened to me because I don't attract that type of energy.
You never joked around in county? Well, Rikers Island's like a county.
No, bro. Every time I went to jail, I never went to jail and joke around because I always went to jail with the mindset that I gotta get out as soon as possible because I don't belong there, right?
So
So,
you didn't laugh or nothing? You just stayed miserable?
no, no, I'm not miserable, right? And I don't have to be loud. I just come in and I get to know what's going on. All right, this and that, such and such running shit, right? Such and such, is the Joker, right? He
I
always
ain't gonna lie,
laughing.
I was
He
miserable.
said, but he said, if you're not kind of funny, then you're miserable.
Yeah, so I just go, I analyze, I see what's going on, who run the store, right? Who got the food in there, right? Because I might not wanna eat, what they're cooking for the day, right? Because I don't eat meat, right? So I might have to buy me some shit, for myself to eat. So I see, all right, who run the phone, right? I see who, whatever the case may be, then I stay to myself, right? And then
That's
I
what
say, I
sucks
say,
about New York, bro, is you gotta ask somebody to use the phone. Connecticut, as far as I know, wherever I went, it was never like that. Thank God, man. Up the
yeah, I
way
don't
though.
ask nobody. I just tell them. I just tell them, right? Because when you ask people, they could tell you no or yes or no. Nah, I already know, nigga. All right, this the nigga that run the phone. This the nigga that got the food. I just come like, yo, bro, I need this. Let me get this. Let me get that. You feel me? How much is this? How much is that? I pay them, and when I come to make the call, and I let them know, like, yo, bro, who's the last person? Or who's the last person to make a call? Because most of the time it be a line already. I'm like, I just let them know and ask them, yo, who's the last person? Oh yes, all right. After them, bro, I'm making a call. That's it. I'm not asking you, oh, after such and such, can I make a call? Oh, when can I make a call? No, I just let them know after the last person. All right, I'm making a call, and after that, I go and make my call,
That
and I'm
should be
trying to get
corny
out.
though. A lot of times, like those like organizations will pick on weak people, y'all. I hate that shit when they bully people and shit. Because a lot of people don't stick up for themselves, so they'll take advantage of them. You don't get no points for that. That's fucking weak. In jail, that's what a lot of the organizations do is pick on the weak and
But the thing is, though,
extort them.
it look like that, but that's not what it is because the fire is not going to say, "Oh, this is a kid. I'm not going to burn it." Right? If a house, right, caught on fire, the fire is not going to get to the bedroom where the baby is at and stop right there. The fire is going to burn the whole shit down.
Nago, he's got an analogy, yo.
Yeah. So because the baby is in a disadvantage, right, it going to end up burned, right? But it's not because, right, the fire think that the baby is weak and the fire burn the baby. If the baby end up being the only one, you get what I'm saying, that burn. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? So weak people, so they tend to basically carry themselves in a weak way. They disrespect people in a weak way. They don't even realize, right, that they're doing, right, unless they're
True.
being intentional, right? So therefore, it costs them. It costs them.
Yeah, anyone ever notice in these they're called star anise, those 8-pointed stars that you put. I'm making teas or coffee. I'll put a couple cloves, couple of those star anises, and I'll use cinnamon stick. I'll scrape it with a knife into. But anyway, there's seeds. I don't know what to do with these seeds. I kept them. I threw the little star out because it's got all its flavor.
But hey, Charles, you gotta keep calling me Naga, bro. You're gonna make people think I'm Naga for real. And people keep
Dog,
and people think they could come at me because
we're gonna call you Love like Diddy. That was Diddy's name, Love. I swear to God.
I mean you don't have to call me love. You can call me thug, right?
Mm,
I
true.
am love.
We need to get Naga a woman. Naga's got mad women.
You think so? You don't think Naga got a wife? Or you don't think Naga got multiple women?
That's what I just said. Either you have a couple of women, like 2 or 3 that you
No, not me. Why you gotta put it on me?
or
I'm talking about Naga.
yeah, so I'm talking about Naga.
Yeah.
Or Naga's married. But I don't think Naga's married.
Yeah, I don't think Naga's married neither, but I think Naga got multiple women.
Mm.
He probably got some wives and some
Naga's only like 25 years old.
he probably got some wives and some how you say uh concubines, or how you say it? I don't know how you say that word, but some side chicks. Cucum
Oh,
I forgot how you say that word, but you know how they say, Solomon, he had a lot of wives and a lot of other on the side. How they call those? How you call those? I know the word wasn't side chicks because they didn't have that word back then, but they called them something with something combined. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about, Josh? Mic
wow.
check. Can you hear me?
Mic
Yeah.
checker, mic checker, 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 mic to check. Check it. My mic's about to wreck it. I gotta go start cooking, but if y'all wanna chill, that's on you guys.
All right.
Cause I'm gonna shut it down, but I don't know if anyone is gonna chill. What are you guys doing? I'm gonna save these seeds to that star arise. Maybe I could grow my own plant. I never seen a plant or a tree that grows those 5-pointed stars. What's up, Lucid? Um, I forgot what I was gonna say. It's probably gay anyway. Look at that rhyme. All praises due
Yeah,
to
bro.
the
I'm telling you,
Jew.
bro. I got a whole nother hour, bro. You feel me? But if you wanna, what I'm saying, shut it down and cook, bro. You don't have to keep this alive. Alive, bro. You know what
Well,
I'm saying, bro?
how come you don't go live, Naga, anymore?
Uh, I had to yesterday, so yesterday on that channel, Thug Love. So yesterday, so I basically sent YouTube a request for them to let me go live, and I gotta wait 24 hours. So to by the end of today, so I'll be able to go live. But I keep telling people on my big channel, I'm not gonna go live on my big channel until I find the right structure, right? Until I come up with the right structure, right, for that platform because it's it's not like I got like it's not like it like Thug Love like I got 200 subscribers. So I gotta come with the right structure, the right formula to deliver the message, and with better, with uh more efficient. Than me just going, just yelling, or just attacking, certain personality or whatever the case may be.
What time is it? I'm gonna shut it down in 5 minutes. Fuck it. I got 3 hours in. Think Naga borged out.
So yeah.
Yeah. Naga borged out. At 3:10, I'm gonna jump off of here. And what's up, Naga? You working? I mean Naga. Lucid.
Hmm. But
All
yeah, I'm
right,
gonna
eyes
see if I
wide
could go.
shut. Thanks for coming through.
I'm gonna see if I could go live, bro. And
Try it.
hopefully, yeah, no,
I'll
whatever.
keep a lookout for the alert.
Alright, bro. Until next time.
All right, Naga. Thanks for coming through, man. Appreciate it.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna head out too.
All right, Yahweh. I appreciate you coming through.
All right.
And till next time, peace to the Almighty Creator. Oh shit! I think I forgot to show something real quick. Let me see. Do. There's this fucking like. I look at some of these designs, man, and I'm like,
Alright. Now I'm gonna go cook. Hey, what's up, Dom? I'll probably go live in a little while. But peace out, everyone. Have a great afternoon. I'll see y'all later.